Step into the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, well, I tune into my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
Good morning and welcome to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso right here on SABC3. So good to have you with us on a brand new week. It's a Monday. It's going to be amazing. And can we just say, welcome back, Zoe Brown.
Oh, it's so nice to be back.
So cold.
We were hating you. I hate to say we were hating you this whole week.
You haven't talked about it, but I can't wait to see our presents that you brought us. It's going to be wonderful. But don't show us yet. Don't show us yet. Those presents.
Oh, man.
Well, we're going to get amped for the week ahead. And to help us do that, Carl Wasty brings you Expresso AMPD. And today we're finding out what women want. Ooh. That's an easy question.
Might as well end it there. Drop mic, leave stage. That's really cool. Then, of course, we are celebrating our incredible South African women this entire month. And on Women's Day, thousands of women are going to be hitting the streets of Cape Town and Johannesburg for the annual Women's Run. We'll give you all the details and also how you can support the Pink Drive, a hugely important initiative here in South Africa.
Very important indeed. And then on other important matters, we're going to take a look at what's trending, focusing on dogs with squishy faces. You do not want to miss out on that.
Last week was all about cats with small faces. Now it's dogs with squishy faces. And then we welcome back an incredible young man. Dominic Neal is back with a brand new album, sounding amazing. So good to have you here. So you better stick around, but let's get you prepped with those temperatures for the day ahead.
Thank you so much, team. Very nice to be back with you on a Monday morning. Let's make it a good one. Get into your weather very, very early on this Monday morning. And it looks like most parts of the country can expect partly cloudy conditions today, reaching cool to mild temperatures. So, let's quickly take a look. Polokwane starting off on 7 minimum with a maximum of 20. Mbombela 13 and 19. Pretoria 7 grade vanoggend en 'n maximum 22. Johannesburg 5 en 'n maximum 20. Mahikeng 7:25. Klerksdorp 6:23. Kimberley 'n koel 3 grade minimum en 'n warmer 22 later. Bloemfontein nog steeds lekker koud vanoggend, -1 graad, maar dit styg na warmer 20. Richards Bay 16:22. Pietermaritzburg 9 en 'n maximum 18. Durban starting off on 16 with a maximum 21. Mthatha 8:18. East London 11:17. Cradock kicking off on 2 degrees minimum with a maximum 19. Port Elizabeth 10:17. George 8 and a maximum 17. Sutherland on -2 this morning, staying cool with a maximum 15 degrees. Cape Town 9:18. Worcester 5:19. Springbok starting off on 4 degrees this morning, reaching a maximum of 22. And Uppington on 5 and a mild 25 degrees. That's a wrap of your weather for the 6:30 bulletin. We'll keep you updated with those temperatures. I'm back just after 7 with another look.
Well, let's get your Monday started by taking a look at the roads. Starting off in Gauteng in Parktown on the M1 southbound, there's some congestion building between Kalani and the CBD. Then in Cape Town, take note on Marine Drive that there will be some overnight roadworks and road closures on Marine Drive. That's from 7 p.m. tonight until 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. Then if you're in Bellville, traffic is backed up on the N1 inbound. That's from the R300 highway and the Durban Road exit. That's where we leave your traffic for now. I'll bring you another update in half an hour's time.
Mum, I fought a dragon. Of course there's a scratch.
Well, it's time for us to take a look at what's happening on social media this morning. And we wanted to know, first of all, welcome to your new week. It's going to be a 4-day week this week because of our Women's Day happening. But how do you stay focused at work? Is it a case of coffee, listening to music, snacks, or taking regular breaks? Let's see. Ivana kicks us off by saying, I prefer a good cup of coffee or listening to my favorite music. Also, Romano says, welcome back, Zoe. We missed you. Obviously, I stay focused by listening to Miss Britney Spears. Non-Duduzo says, listening to music keeps me focused. And then Benny says, coffee, so strong that even my tired cells jump up and down. And then let's see, Neke van de Tlops says, I take a jog before taking a bath or a shower. Morning, family. That's so awesome. Keep it coming. We want to know, how do you stay focused and get into it on a Monday morning?
The show is all I need, but let's kick off today with a very, very celebratory opportunity for you guys. Of course, Travel Starts celebrating their 11th birthday, and they've got a gift for you. Now, one lucky Expresso viewer is going to be making their way to the party capital of the world when they win flights for two to Ibiza worth 25,000 Rand. So if you want to enter, you've got to SMS the keyword travel in this case, your email address to 33728. Very, very simple. And the competition is going to be closing on the 31st of August. All of the terms and conditions can be found at expressoshow.com.
Well, as we celebrate Women's Day this coming Wednesday, for today on Expresso AMPD, Carl Wasty asks the students what it means to be a woman.
The big question, the million-dollar question. I like that. And listen, they were also previewing the annual women's race taking place on Women's Day on Monday. A very, very important race as thousands of women takes to the street in support of breast cancer, raising funds and awareness towards the Pink Drive. So we'll catch up on all those action after the break.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, welcome back. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso. Time for us to find out what our local stars have been up to in Mzansiwood.
Oh, well, let me tell you, one person that is living the best life right now, Thando Tebete, is living her best life. So hot off the heels of her engagement, the media personality has reached another milestone. Taking to Instagram, Thando showed off a brand new car that she bought for her mom, describing it as the best thing that she has ever done. So she's engaged. She bought a new car for her mom. Thando is clearly having a very great 2017. But I loved it. And she captioned it with only the best for my queen. So that is really, really wonderful.
That's so cool.
Oh, very
Mom, if I could, I'll
special.
buy you a car as well. I promise. I mean, that's such a cool thing to do.
One day is one day. Okay, guys, so last week was a very lit week in the life of Bonang and Samizi. And we reported that Bonang revealed Samizi's friendship with her ex. Euphonic was the reason why why she ended her friendship with him. Now, thanks to the revelation in her book, where she wrote, he thought it was because of something he thinks I think he did, but it was none of that. And then, of course, Samizi had to reply with a very hilarious meme. Samizi and all of Twitter replied with a very hilarious meme to add fuel to the fire. He posted a photo clearly showing that his book has taken over Bonang's at #1. And I don't know about you, but with all of the shade being thrown between the two of them, I don't think there's going to be any room for making up between the two of them. And he also said the only reason why her book was #1 in the first place was because his book was sold out.
Oh.
So there was none in store. So yeah.
Oh, guys, just follow them online. It is hilarious what people are tweeting.
But yeah,
You'll be entertained.
He thinks I thought that was something else.
Oh, goodness me. I love it. I love it. South African entertainment news at its best this morning on your Monday Feel Good Breakfast show. Right now, let's continue with those Feel Good notes, shall we? Graham.
Welcome to Expresso Amped. My name is Carl Wasty, and this week we celebrate Women's Day, a very important day in South Africa's history. But before we get there, a few questions. Now, ladies, what are the few things that you feel that guys just need to understand about you?
Periods. If someone thinks about periods, we're like, ugh, or they're like, oh no, I can't say it, I'm gonna walk away. Like, what? It's natural.
I wish they understood that just because I'm a girl doesn't mean I aspire to be married or have children one day.
Just because you aren't necessarily a stereotypical girl doesn't mean that you don't have feelings or that you don't care or that you're this cold-hearted person.
The fact that whatever personality or behavior I have or whatever I wear does not immediately give them the right to objectify me.
Understanding is so important, so thank you so much for your answers, ladies, and please continue the conversation using the hashtag Expresso Show. As we get into your first video, this is La Source featuring Amanda Black. It's called I Do.
I do, girl, for my I do. I do, girl, for my I do, girl, for my I do. I do, girl, for my
It's so traditional to think that guys are just better at everything. So this week, here's a challenge for you. Put up your hand and admit that there are many things that ladies are just better at. I'm going to go first. Women are better at driving. I know your eyes just been like that now, but it's true, come on.
It could be very sexist, but I would say cooking. Because some men aren't the greatest in the kitchen, like me. I can't make cornflakes to save my life. But others, women, I've never met a woman who can't cook.
Nurturing. Every mother has nurtured their child. And if not, they've looked after their family. Nurturing is what we need in this world, and it's part of life.
I think they are better at caring than men because they are more open with their feelings than men are than with theirs. Like with my father, if I had to talk to him about something emotional, it would be harder to kind of discuss that feeling with him than with my mother, whereas she will just like spill everything and like give me advice and everything.
It's a very cool question to answer, as you can hear, but sometimes you have to admit that being better is actually just being equal. Here's another video on Expresso Amped. This is Bronco and Let Me Go. So it's Women's Day on Wednesday, and some people believe that it's just a day to say, oh, girls are cool, but there's a lot more meaning to it. I'd like to know from you, what do you think Women's Day should mean to South African youth?
It should show the youth of South Africa what not to do and how to treat women and how important women are in our society, and it should show what shouldn't happen.
In our past, there were women that fought for their rights, and they should be celebrated. We should remember them for their courage to fight for their rights.
Women still play a key role in society. They are the ones that teach us and create us and nurture us to be great people one day.
Women have to fight every day for everything that they have. They work really hard and that they should be appreciated for being women and for the things that they do.
Women have come a long way from being oppressed and abused to fighting for their rights and being where they are now, because we are seeing more women successful in men-dominated industries.
I think it should be an opportunity for the youth to actually celebrate how far women have come and for us to understand what exactly happened and learn a bit of our history.
That's it for Expresso Amp for this week. My name is Carl Wasty. Have yourself an amazing Women's Day. I'll leave you with this video. It's Casper in your vest. This is called Destiny.
You are and you will be the soul in the air that I breathe. My heart and the love that I need. And you are my destiny. You are and you will be the soul in the air that I breathe. My heart and the love that
Thank you so much to the empowered young woman of Claremont High School and Mr. Carl Wasty. That was your edition of Expresso AMPD in celebration of National Women's Day this coming Wednesday and, of course, Women's Month. So in lieu of the fact that we are going to be celebrating our incredible South African women this Wednesday, this particular event makes us very excited. Thousands of women will be on the run through the streets of Cape Town and Johannesburg for the annual women's race, gaining so much momentum now. The race is going to be about so much more than just running, as it aims to raise awareness and funds to fight breast cancer in South Africa with the help of Pink Drive. And to give us a glimpse of what Wednesday's race is going to offer, we have race organizer Desroy Poole from Stillwater Sports with us this morning. I'm going to shake your hand, sir. I'm sure at this stage of the year, things are a little bit crazy in your world. We know a massive event that just seems to really be gaining so much traction, excuse the pun at the moment. What is it all about? Give us a broader picture of the women's race this Wednesday.
It's about women. It says it all. The Total Sports Women's Race has been going since 2002. And we've attracted women every single year. It's a mass celebration of women on National Women's Day in Women's Month of August. And we kicked it off in July in Durban already, with over 7,000 women participating, all in pink. And we're going to continue on Women's Day on the 9th of August, this coming Wednesday, Cape Town and Johannesburg at the same time.
I
love that. Kickstart a lot of women. And I want to put a message out there to the men to support these women on the day.
100%. I think when we look at women's rights at the moment, as much as we project this image of equality here in South Africa and we celebrate our constitution and how far we've come, I don't think women's rights have ever been under greater jeopardy than they are now when you look at the headlines. So an opportunity now to raise them onto the platform that they deserve. And you've chosen to support one particular charity, and I'm glad you mentioned the word pink because it's all about pink when it comes to the Pink Drive. A brilliant, brilliant initiative aimed at breast cancer specifically. How have they been involved? What's the goal there?
They've been involved almost from the inception of Women's Day or the race itself, and the awareness of breast cancer become more prevalent lately.
Yeah.
And that's what they're driving. It's the awareness of women, and at the event itself, they're going to do clinical testing, free clinical testing, and they support that post the event and throughout the year with women with breast cancer.
I love that. Removing stigmas attached to it as well, which I absolutely love. And just another opportunity or another incentive for more people, more women to get down there and support. How do we as the broader public, as gentlemen, support our incredible women? How do we get behind what you guys are doing?
Absolutely. It's Women's Day, so we encourage every woman to run and participate, which we have in the numbers, and it's clear. We'd like to get the people and the men to support these women. I mean, the women is a strength in our society. We all know that. And they've done a great deal in promoting healthy living. And it's important that we as men support them. Come out and support them on the day. We're starting early in the day at 8 o'clock, both cities. We want the men there alongside the road, cheering on the women from big to small, and getting them across the line. There's a 5 and 10 kilometre, so it's a place for everybody.
I absolutely love that. And gents, you better wear your pink as well. You can get all of the details at totalsportswomensrace.com. It's happening this Women's Day. Go and show how much the women of South Africa mean to us. Desroy, thank you so much, sir. Good luck this week. Enjoy it, and I can't wait to see you in your pink outfits, sir. But you can get all of those details on our website or theirs.
That's it, men. Get your pink ready and go out and support all of our incredible women running the race. Well, still a lot on your Feel Good Breakfast Show on its way. After the break, we take a look at those interesting, random and rather weird stories that's been making headlines on social media. Zoe's particularly excited for this one. It's dogs with squishy faces. Yeah, we love it.
Oh, and you know what we love? We love him still. Dominic Neal is in the house and he performs for you on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. What a way to start a Monday. We'll be right back after the break.
Sarah's on the phone. Not now, more. I'm in Mauritius.
Well, what must I tell her?
Tell her I'm in Mauritius.
He'll call you back later.
Stop faking and start traveling. Book flights from only $4.99 on travelstart.coza.
We did it all, no, I loved you, my dear. Rise or fall, rise or fall, rise or fall, rise or fall. But who says I needed someone to break my heart? Who says you needed to come along and tear it all apart? 'Cause I don't know, but you do it so well. I know it's crazy, but I love you still. I love you still.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Very good morning. If you have just tuned in, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Some great news today. Vodacom is about to make your day with up to 1 gig of free data. Vodacom, of course, offering customers a chance to explore more of the internet by giving you subscribers access to a brand new site every day of the week. And Monday is all about Facebook. So it's that time of the week where we kind of trawl our own timeline to find some hilarious, funny, random, as we always say, stories on our Facebook page that you guys have put towards us. And I'm trying to gauge the faces here to see, are they funny, are they random, are they smushy?
Yeah.
So what have you got, guys?
Look, I'm actually
squishy.
I'm waiting for Zoe's story.
I know, I can't wait, man.
But if you like traveling, we all love traveling, you know, and all the things that go with traveling. But there's one guy, he's a self-taught inspired artist. His name is Burke, and he travels the world and uses paper coffee cups, okay, as a canvas to reflect what he sees while traveling the world. And I think it's absolutely awesome. So here's some of the pictures. You can check it out. Look at that, what he painted on this coffee cup.
Oh, wow. That is amazing.
Beautiful, man. Yeah.
That's my tower of pizza.
I'm just waiting to see a picture of Zoe in Turkey there.
Oh,
wow,
so
man.
cool.
Wow, that's pretty cool, man. Yeah.
I
So
hope he keeps them.
A little Van Gogh. I wonder how much those cups go for.
Sure.
Yeah, very cool though.
Okay, so what I want to know from you guys is, have you ever paid a certain amount for your favorite food and found out that you ended up with more? Well, that's never happened to me. To some people. Apparently, there is, Board Panda's made a list of people who have actually won the food lottery and have ended up with way more.
What?
That never happens to me. If you go to a vending machine and it does give you more than what you've actually asked for.
So what happened? Oh my word. Okay.
That's a lot of kiwi.
Scary, actually.
That is a lot of kiwi. Do we have more? That is a huge
Strawberry. Unless it's a small hand.
No.
Yeah, that could be like a 2-year-old's hand.
That is a small hand. That can't be real. I'm sorry.
All right, give me the
Amazing.
squishy
The
smushiness.
squishiness, well, we've been alluding to this moment the whole morning. Listen, you can't have a blue Monday after seeing these cute faces of dogs whose faces you literally just want to squeeze.
Wow.
Look at that.
That is indeed smushy.
Oh, look.
Oh, that's smushiness level 7.
Yes, squishy faces.
Let's take it.
for
Let's
the
take it to a
win.
level
There
10
we go.
smushiness.
That is
man.
too much.
Oh, that is
Adorbs.
beautiful. Hopefully that's put a smile on your face this Monday. And if you want to make your day and do a little more surfing on Facebook, simply keep a positive data balance on your Vodacom SIM card, then dial *111 *634#, or even easier, download the latest version of the My Vodacom app to claim your free data daily, and you can get all of the terms and conditions at vodacom.co.za. Then, of course, let us know know which video or story has caught your attention online this morning. Please share your thoughts with us. Share some smushiness on our Expresso Show Facebook page and use that hashtag #MegYourDay. Now, we've been really excited to kick off the week with an incredible young gentleman this morning. We are going to be treated to music from a brand new album. Love You Still. Singer Dominic Neal is here. He recently released the brand new album titled Out of My League. He's out of our league this morning. He joins us to help kickstart our week on just the right note.
I had a love when you came along, but now you're gone, now you're gone. Picnics in the park, we did it all. I loved you, my dear. Rise or fall, rise or fall, rise or fall, rise or fall. But who says I needed someone to break my heart? Who says you needed to come along and tear it all apart? 'Cause I don't know, but you do it so well. I know it's crazy, but I love you still. I love you still. I love you still. Oh, I love you still. I love you still. I love you still. I love you still. Oh, I love you still. I love you still. We watched sunset. We even watched it rise. Oh, it hurts my heart to think about those times. I wore my heart on my sleeve. Oh, but I never would have thought, I never would have thought that you leave, that you leave. Oh, that you leave, that you leave. But who says I needed someone to break my heart? Who says you needed to come along and tear it all apart? 'Cause I don't know, but you do it so well. I know it's crazy, but I love you still. I love you still. I love you still. Oh, I love you still. I love you still. I love you still. I love you still. Oh, I love you still. I love you still. Shit. Oh, yeah. I thought we had it all. I knew it'd rise and fall, but you gave me my heart. You gave me my all. You thought we had it all. I did what I could, and you kissed me like somebody who loves me should. I thought we had it all. Yeah, I knew it'd rise and fall, but I gave you my heart. I gave you my all. I thought we had it all. You did what you could. Oh, you kissed me like somebody who loves me should. But who says I needed someone to break my heart? And who says you needed to come along and tear it all apart? 'Cause I don't know, but you do it so well. I know it's crazy, but I love you still. I love you still. I love you still. Oh, I love you still. I love you still.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Oh, man, Dominic Neal. I know it's crazy, but we love you still, dude. Loving that broken down version. I almost like it as much, maybe a little bit more than the original. Absolutely beautiful stuff. Take it back to the beginning. I mean, this song was really how you broke that into the market in a massive way for a South African artist. How cool is it now looking back and performing that song, knowing what you now know about how successful
it's crazy, man. I wrote it about 4 years ago, and at the time, I wrote it actually
exactly how you heard it here, on piano and like in my own room and whatever. And I don't know, I never knew what I was going to do with the song. At the time, I knew it was cool. I was like, that's all right. And I didn't know where it was going to grow to, where it was going to go. And Kent obviously just heard something in it, you know. And I don't know, I guess the collaboration, it was right time, right place, and it just came together. So I guess I'm pretty lucky.
Is this the same platform that you leap off from now with a new album, Out of My League? Talk us through that process. How cool was it getting back into studio to start on a bigger kind of journey?
I mean, it was a whole bunch of firsts for me. You know, you kind of break through and you do one song at a time, and I'd been used to making singles, and it was quite daunting because all of a sudden you got to make a project, and I'm signed to a major label in Universal. Exactly,
work, baby,
precisely.
work.
And you think of this process that's going to be really, really hard, and I must say it was an incredibly sort of organic process, as cliche as that sounds. And I kind of just got into studio with some incredible people in South Africa and Australia and Germany even. And things just came together, and it was supposed to be an EP, and we just had so much content that it eventually became an album. And I don't know, I'm just lucky. And
shame. Hey, it's a tough life out there now, dude. There's a reason why. It's because you're just so ridiculously talented and humble as well. I kind of get a sense that you don't take any of this for granted, dude.
No, definitely not. I mean, I'm lucky, man. This is cool, and it's so nice to be back here at Expresso. So thank you.
We are so lucky to have you here. You can let us know on our Expresso Morning Show Facebook page, our Twitter feed, what you thought of that unbelievable performance this morning. Stick around. Dominic Neal is here all morning, but let's get back into those news headlines.
Thank you so much, Graham. In the national news, Science and Technology Minister Naledi Pandor says that the country has sufficient science hubs on offer for attractive and sustainable tourism. Pandor was speaking at the official opening of National Science Week in Port Elizabeth with the theme Advancing Science in Tourism, and called on all South Africans to promote tourism attractions. She mentioned that the RSA has 34 science centres, and thus the message to tourists should be, don't just think of the usual beaches and game parks, there's science tourism as well. South Africa's maize harvest for 2017 is estimated at a record 16 million tonnes. This is due to good rains and an even higher than record crop of 1981 when the yield was 14.6 million tonnes. Northwest Province's MEC for Agriculture, Manketse Tlape, says that while the record harvest is good news for food security, it will also cause the price of maize to drop. He says farmers must be prepared to store some of their crops. Now moving further abroad, thousands of Kenyans go to the polls tomorrow in a general election which promises to be very close. President Uhuru Kenyatta and opposition candidate Raila Odinga wrapped up their campaigns on Saturday as Kenya's new electoral laws require a 48-hour silence ahead of the polls. Yesterday, people spent the day in prayer and reflection. Many of the people, however, travelled up-country from the main cities to vote, while others are fleeing for fear of post-election violence. Opinion polls have put Kenyatta and Odinga neck on neck. And then finally, China's foreign minister Wang Yi yesterday told his North Korean counterpart Ri Yong-ho that Pyongyang should stop carrying out nuclear and missile tests. Wang Yi said he urged Ri Yong-ho to abide by UN resolutions during a meeting in the Philippines a few hours after fresh sanctions were agreed to by the UN Security Council. The latest sanctions, passed unanimously, bans North Korean exports and limits investments in the country. Beijing has often protected Pyongyang from harmful resolutions in the past. Well, that was your 7 o'clock news update. Let's get our very first look at what's happening in the world of sport. Here's Graham.
We kick off with cricket this morning. Day 3 of the 4th test between England and South Africa finished yesterday with England on 224 for 8. England heading into day 4 today with a second innings lead of 360. That was after posing 362 in their first innings, then bowling South Africa out for just 226. Day 4, a mountain to climb for the Proteas in that final test gets underway today at the Old Trafford ground in Manchester from midday. Then on to the big one in rugby. The Crusaders were crowned Super Rugby champions on Saturday after beating the Lions by 25 points to 17 in Johannesburg. So the victory sees the New Zealand side earn a record-breaking 8th Super Rugby title, while the Lions slumped to their 2nd consecutive defeat in a final. The match also marked Johanna Ackerman's final game in charge of the Lions. He leaves for England next week to become the new head coach of Gloucester, but we're going to get into all of those highlights in our Weekend Sport Review in just a moment. Then it has returned. English football off to a fantastic start. Arsenal beating Chelsea 4-1 on penalties yesterday. Saturday to lift the 2017-2018 Community Shield. The game went straight to penalties after regular time ended at 1-1. And once Thibaut Courtois, their keeper, and new record signing Alvaro Morata had missed for Chelsea, Olivier Giroud hit the back of the net to secure the trophy for Arsenal. So England's top teams then return to Premier League action this weekend as Arsenal take on Leicester, Chelsea face Burnley, while Man City battle it out against Brighton. Then a massive weekend in athletics. Team South Africa bagged their first 2 medals of the World Championships on Saturday, with Luvo Manyonga and Raswell Samai claiming gold and bronze respectively in the long jump. Manyonga's first attempt of 8.48 meters was enough to hold onto first place and was ahead of America's Jarian Lawson, while Samai's 8.32 meter jump earned him a bronze medal. Lots to look forward to today as Akani Simbine and Wade van Niekerk, they take on the 200 meter heats at 7:30, while our golden girl Caster Semenya runs in the 1500 meter final at 10 to 11 tonight. And that's where we leave our sport for now.
Well, let's take another look at your roads. In Gauteng, there's some protest action happening in central Alexandra area on London Road. Now, in Canning Road in Crystal Gardens, you can also expect some protest action that's blocking roads. So please use an alternative route this morning. Then if you're in Cape Town and Tableview on Marine Drive southbound, traffic is queuing between Dolphin Beach and the Racecourse Road area. So please be careful in that area. I'll bring you another traffic update shortly.
Let's quickly take another look at those temperatures for your Monday morning, and it seems that most parts of the country can expect partly cloudy conditions with cooler temperatures expected for the southwestern parts of the country and mild temperatures up north. We'll run you through quickly. Polokwane begin op 7, dit styg na maksimum 20, Mbombela 13, 19, Pretoria 7, 22, Johannesburg 5 en 'n maksimum 20, Mahikeng 7, 25, Klerksdorp 6 grade minimum en 'n matige 23 grade, Kimberley 3, 22, Bloemfontein koelerig vanoggend -1, maar dit styg na warmer 20, Richards Bay 16, 22, Pietermaritzburg 9 en 'n maksimum 18, Durban 16, 21, Mthatha 8, 18, East London 11, 17, Cradock 2 this morning with a maximum of 19, Port Elizabeth 10, 17, George on 8 degrees minimum with a maximum 17 degrees, Sutherland rather cool this morning on -2, staying cool with a maximum 15 degrees, Cape Town 9, 18, Worcester 5, 19, Springbok on 4 degrees minimum with a maximum 22, and Uppington starting off on 5 degrees with a maximum mild 25 degrees. That's a wrap of your weather for the 7 o'clock bulletin. I'll be back just after 8 o'clock with another look.
Book on Travel Start. We will turn your guilt trips into good trips.
Well, are you on top of your game when it comes to your celebrity news, to the world of music, to television and movies? Well, do you know who's the who of South Africa? What we've done this morning is we've blurred out the face of someone who is well known, and we're giving you a few clues as to who our mystery person is. So why don't you turn on that grey matter and let the guessing games begin?
And when it comes to who's who, she's an incredible who here in South Africa. She was born in Piet Retief in Mpumalanga back in 1985. She's absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to throw into the mixer as well. She decided to become an opera singer. There's a major clue there after hearing the flower duet from Lakme in a TV advert of all things. Then she went on to study at the South African College of Music here in Cape Town, and she was recently awarded with an incredible accolade, the Echo Classic Award for Newcomer of the Year for her debut album, A Journey. She is a phenomenal talent.
She is. Well, I'm going to tell you that blurred out image gives you nothing. I've been looking at it.
Yeah, normally you can kind of get it. This one,
kind of gauge
they
who
really
it is.
Pixelated that guy. Yeah.
So I'm so grateful for those clues this morning. So if you think that you know the answer, why don't you head over to our media platforms and let us know who this morning's mystery person is. Remember to use that hashtag Expresso Show.
Let's quickly log on to social media and see what is trending. It is a Monday after all, so it's only right that hashtag Monday Motivation is trending at the moment. Let's take a look at some of those inspirational messages coming through this morning. Tim Fargo says, a man who pretends to understand women is bad manners. For him to really understand them is bad morals. Okay, thank you, Tim Fargo. Here we have, challenges are what makes life interesting and overcoming them is what makes life meaningful. Love that one. Another one here from Sumit Ashwati says, today be the reason someone feels loved. I love that one. Thank you, Sumit, for sharing. Magnetic Mama, I love that name as well. Passion is energy. Follow your passion and you won't run out of energy. The momentum keeps building. And let's take one more. Ntombenhle says, believe you can. There we go. Believe you can. and you can. Everything will. There we go. My iPad just died. I'm so sorry for that. But anyways, keep going with that Monday motivation trend on social media and really go out there and inspire those around you.
Oh, you can go and recharge your iPads, your phones, and in case yours is off right now, we'll bring you an update of everything that went down on the sporting front this weekend. We said goodbye to the great Usain Bolt, but so many proudly South African performances this weekend. Some wins, some losses, but all proud. We'll bring you that.
Very proud indeed. And something else to be proud of is for our Mandela Monday, we'll bring you a great community initiative called the Walking Bus. You do not want to miss out on that incredible story. We'll bring it for you after the break.
At Samsung, we develop technology so you can live life. Samsung, a way of life.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
That's right. Welcome to it. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso and on SABC3. A fresh Monday morning. Thank you for spending it with us. Well, it was a rather crazy weekend, can I say, in terms of sport. I know Graham is here. He's still alive. I know they were stressing out a little bit over the weekend. But man, dude, lots of action. Super Rugby. The Crusaders took that one. Athletics, athletes made us so proud. But let's kick off with the rugby first.
Ah, man, be still, my beating heart. Mixed emotions when you consider the incredible journey that both the Crusaders and the Lions have been on. Such a titanic win, a history-making win for the Crusaders. That final score in the end, 25-17. The Crusaders coming out on top, beating a 14-man Lions team. But let's tip our hats first to Scotty Robinson, the Crusaders coach, who I think ultimately was the difference here. They'd kept the Crusaders in a bubble. They were unemotional. They were technical. They were, well, there's the moment where Kwagga Smith unwittingly earned a red card. And David Havili there falling very badly. But it was just as
it was an accident,
Johan Ackerman
man,
said, it was just a matter of physics. And that red card, I think, unfortunately ruining a final. 66,000 people had come there to support the Lions. And there was just nothing that Yaku could do, the ref in that case. But it just kind of took the wind out of the Lions' sails for a bit, it must be said. But the Lions came back strong and hard. They threw everything they could into it. They actually then went on to dominate the possession stats and give, I think, Johan Ackerman a very proud send-off. He moves to Gloucester now. But he has done amazing things with the Lions. And I think, speaking specifically to Kwagga Smith, who was instrumental in getting the Lions there, I know he's probably feeling that there's so much of this rests on his shoulders, the fact that they didn't win, which is not the case.
Exactly.
So to the Lions faithful, Lions for life, you guys can be so proud of your season. Then we talk about pride. My friend, just when I thought my soul had been crushed and destroyed, I turned over to the IAAF World Athletics Champs to find Luvo Manyonga. What a comeback story. The man has been through hell and admittedly talks openly about all of the challenges that he has faced. He and Rushville Samai getting a gold and bronze medal specifically. But look at this incredible jump, 8.48 meters. And the funny thing is, he was there busy clapping for his opponent, getting the crowd going, showing the kind of mettle that this man has. And I think Rushville very much inspired by that performance, jumping to 8.32 meters. Both of them actually getting across in their first jumps was enough, and keeping American Jarian Lawson, who was also awesome on the night. But that then inspired, I think, the entire crowd to get behind one of the best moments in history, partly because of the performance yesterday. We saw the 100-meter final, Usain Bolt's last individual race. Justin Gatlin did beat him to gold, along with Christian Coleman, a name to watch, the American. But Akane Simbine, after winning and in style winning his semi-final, he placed 5th in that race. But the class of the man, he just didn't get out of the blocks fast enough.
And there you can see.
And I mean, Justin Gatlin was, I think he's finished 7 times. He's finished behind Usain Bolt to get that silver medal. Brilliant finish there. But the kind of class and character that Usain Bolt showed before and after that race going, I think he must have shook the hand of every single one of the Jamaican supporters there, taken selfies. But before that final, he was chatting and congratulating every man that was in there, almost thanking the athletics fraternity for the journey that he has been on.
And also just what a great man towards his fellow athletes as well, man.
Completely,
was
man. And he's been dogged by injury this year. He lost his best mate as well a couple of months ago. So pure class shown on all fronts, whether you're a Lions supporter, whether you're a South African sprinter or athlete. Just an absolutely classy weekend. So we tip our hats to the world of sport on this Monday morning.
Thank you so much, G. Well, on to another note this morning. You know that walking to school is supposed to be a safe and enjoyable as learners take time to connect and they laugh with their friends and their classmates. Sadly, the reality is that crime and gang-related violence in community makes the walk to school extremely dangerous. Well, ahead of Women's Day and, of course, our Mandela Monday hero, Edith van Wyk shows us how taking a stand and starting the Walking Bus initiative has helped keep her community safe.
The reason why I like looking after my community is there's a lot of poverty, a lot of unemployment, and a lot of social issues in our community. And I take the initiative for upliftment and empowerment.
In 2016, Minister Dan Plato devised the walking bus concept, and Edith van Wyk was first to implement it in her community. It's now a successful project protecting West Bank's children.
The process behind the walking bus is, in the morning, we go to the various houses in my street and we go and collect the children that is supposed to go to school. We know where each and every child stays. When we come out in the morning, we start with the whistle. And when whoever is at home, know the whistle, they know walking bus is coming. And then they come into our walking bus, and from there we take them to the various schools. What motivates me to be on the community safety is 5 years ago I lost my only son due to gang violence. And 2 years ago, I also lost my brother in gang violence. And why I want to be on the community, especially when it comes to safety. I like to action plans when it comes to safety in our community. And it is very helpful when it comes to crime fighting in the community.
Community members volunteer to be part of the walking bus and go beyond the call of duty, keeping an eye out for drugs and bullying issues among the children.
The walking bus, it is one of the great initiatives coming from West Bank. Before the walking bus, our school's attendance was very low. And the walking bus brought it back up to 98% attendance.
My brother, it's amazing. Let me tell you, it's amazing. After the launch of the walking bus, children are attending school nicely because they are protected. And then we see also the grannies, they are walking with the kids, and then we see the future of our kids.
If I walk alone to school, there's a lot of dangerous things around us, and like the gangs is in the morning, especially end of the month, like we have to come to school, so some kids get robbed. So if you're taking the walking bus, it's like almost like you're more safe.
With walking bus, it's much more protective because they show they do care about us and they want us to be protected by someone.
In West Bank alone, the walking bus initiative ensures over 1,000 children get to school safely, and it's Edith leading the charge.
The walking bus continues to grow. More than 80 walking buses is now launched in Western Cape due to the walking bus launch that take place in West Bank. None of the walking bus members get paid. When you are a walking bus member, you do it voluntarily. Due to the fact you do it for the passion and the love that we have for the children. The advice that I would like to give to my community is to be active and to be proactive, especially when it comes to the safety. And I think that is actually my main focus, to be part of a community where I can make a difference, especially when it comes to upliftment and empowerment.
Side by side, these residents are setting a new standard of safety and ensuring their children and others get to school in a fun way. Now that's a step in the right direction.
Oh, this is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, and on this Monday morning, we've asked Stuart Curtin from Yo Yoga to come back and show us some weird and wonderful postures. Now, the Turkish, they love their food, so I feel like I need a good workout to get the week started. Stuart, great to have you.
Thank you, Zoe. Welcome back from Turkey.
Thank you. So what are you taking us through this morning? We're doing weird and wonderful postures.
Well, weird and wonderful is obviously kind of an intimidating theme for many of us, so I'm trying to keep it weird and simple and wonderful. And we're going to start off today in a downward dog position. So I think you know this one. You're going to take your hand shoulder width apart. Take your feet as wide as your hips and just take a few breaths here. You want to get a good stretch. This is a great level of the body, so it's a good way to start your practice. Head below heart, so you're oxygenating the brain, relaxing the heart, getting a good stretch of the back body. Okay, so we're going to come into a half pigeon. What I want you to do is raise your right leg high up into the air. Now get your right big toe to touch your left wrist if you can. So watch me if you can, Zoe. Just drop your right foot behind your left wrist and drop your right knee down.
Okay.
Now point your left toes back. This is a half pigeon. You can take as much time as you need. You get a good stretch for the sciatic and nerve region.
You get a good stretch in the glutes.
If you sit behind a computer a lot, this is a posture to do.
Okay.
Then bending the left knee, taking the right hand in front of the belly button and challenging yourself to bring the left hand onto the foot. Now lift the chest as you inhale. Push the foot past the hip and twist your gaze over the left shoulder. So wonderful firing up of the kidneys, good stretch of the quad, the hip flexors and the lower back. You feel that?
Yes, I'm feeling it.
Palms flat. We're going to obviously adjust both sides. So come into the left side quickly, Zoe, just so we make sure you're nice and balanced before we leave today.
Okay.
And then again, you're going to take your time. Left hand in the middle of the body, right hand onto the foot. The key is to have the elbow pointing up so you can push down into the foot and really get the most out of that stretch.
Okay.
Good work. You feel it in the quad, so it's an area we don't always stretch.
Yes.
Palms flat. Now from here, I'm going to have some fun with you, Zoe, and I hope you're prepared for this. Just come into a little bit of a squat. So take your feet hip width apart. Hands shoulder width apart. This is called crow pose, Bakasana. Now lean forward onto the tops of the elbows. Key is just to lift one foot, Feel it out. Then if you can, lift another foot, big toes touch, and you're doing
I feel like I'm
superb.
going to face plank into
And
this.
then, yeah, you can always do a headstand here if you want to. And
Okay,
then simply,
let's do one more.
Let's do one more. Big toes touch, look forward, so that way you keep the intention up. And then simply come with your feet flat, unravel with the knees, bend all the way up to standing. And it's a lovely release and a good strong practice to start your day.
It is a great way to start your day. Just make sure you don't fall face first when trying to do the crow's pose.
It happens.
It happens. It happens. But we're not going to make it happen for you on this Feel Good Breakfast show. I believe you guys have an exciting project coming up.
Yes, just quickly, we're running a charity challenge at the moment, which is a 21-day yoga challenge, but it also supports the Red Cross Children's Hospital in dire need for the expansion of the ICU and all the upgrade of the equipment. So, super great cause. If you'd like to get involved or sponsor anything, you can go to backabuddy.co.za, look for Red Cross or look for Yo Yoga, and you'll find out all about it.
Oh, exciting things. Well, we'll have you back pretty soon again.
Yes.
That's Stuart Curtin from Yo Yoga, showing us how to get your Monday started on the right foot.
Oh, thank you so much, Zoe. Now, you know that when it's your birthday, you bring cake to work for your colleagues and your friends. Well, Travel Start is going one step further, and they are giving you a gift on their 11th birthday, because that's how they're celebrating. Well, one lucky Expresso viewer will win flights for two to Ibiza worth 25,000 Rand.
It's like
How
a
amazing is
dream
that?
holiday, man. So if you want to enter, it's very easy. Simply SMS the keyword travel and your email address to 33728. That's travel and your email address to 33728. Remember, T's and C's do apply, and you can find them on our website, expressoshow.com, and your entries must be in by the 31st of August. Make sure that it is. Now, for more great travel deals, remember always to visit travelstart.co.za.
All right, we're going to take a very quick ad break then. TNS is here from Bandwidth Block. We're going to get into some of the latest tech news. Then the All-Star team are here to create a work of art. We're going to get into latte art after the break. If this inspires you, stick around. We've got some of the best in the business.
Clover Fresh milk is way better. Made with love by Clover.
Welcome back. You're live with Expresso on what has been a hugely interesting Monday morning, and it's about to get even more so in this week's tech news update. Hackers around the world seem to have a new target. Westeros. Also, a new ban on smartphones in Hawaii, and Facebook, another new venture. They take on Amazon with a new smart speaker. Let's discuss all of these new eventualities with our tech expert, of course, joining us from bandwidthblog.com, Tennis Janssen van Rensburg. Tennis, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks.
What did Game of Thrones do? I mean, governments, fair game, individuals, we know that we are the targets of hackers. What did the gang of GOT do to deserve this? Now, what's actually going on behind the scenes?
Well, maybe the hackers just really wanted to watch the show. So they have now started targeting HBO specifically, and even more specifically, Game of Thrones. So, you know, there's a lot of monetary motivation behind this.
Of course.
I mean, Game of Thrones has set the record as being the most pirated show in history, and they kind of wanted to take advantage of that because these pirate websites still make money. They don't just put the stuff out there. They make money by getting a lot of people to come to their website.
Sure.
So if you've got the latest episode of Game of Thrones, even before it's shown on HBO, that's a massive, massive pull there. So that is the one reason. The other reason is they might want to try eventually to hack HBO. Try to hack them every week with the Game of Thrones episode and hold the episode ransom. That's what people think they were trying to do. They didn't quite get that done, but that is potentially where they're trying to go.
Oh, man. Come on, just leave it alone, dude. Leave it alone. I don't want to see, okay? I just don't want to see. Then we move to Honolulu, where they are trying to ban the use of smartphones, or at least regulate in some cases. How do you even begin to kind of monitor and institute this kind of regulation?
Well, as we spoke about a couple of weeks back, the smartphone use has started coming back into our lives in terms of more car accidents and more accidents just in general, every day. Yeah. So pedestrians have also suffered under the smartphone use. You know, people just looking down while they cross the streets. So this is what Honolulu and Hawaii are trying to regulate. The mayor has said that, you know, let's just try to make it as safe as possible on our streets. So they're going to institute a fine if caught, if you're walking across the street, doesn't matter where, using the smartphone. And while this might seem a little ridiculous, you know, exactly. And it's just kind of to get that idea in people's heads. Please don't use your phones while walking in the streets.
So as much an awareness campaign as anything else. Then Mark is back with something new. Can he not just take over the world already? Mark Zuckerberg now moving into the space of smart speakers. What's that all about?
Yeah, we've been speaking a lot about Facebook these last couple of weeks for some reason. Yes, we have news that they are going to launch a smart speaker, which is going to compete with the likes of Amazon's Echo. You know, the likes of Google have released the Home, and Samsung is also reportedly going to launch a smart speaker really soon. So this is kind of a new venture for a lot of companies, trying to make the home more connected, make it easier to kind of do everything you want to do on your smart devices without needing to touch them or without needing to input anything. But it seems that the reason Facebook is doing this is not so much just for the speaker itself, but they are going to launch a new video conferencing, video chat functionality. So that might be within the speaker. We also spoke a couple of weeks back about their modular smartphone that they might launch. So this is all going to tie in together into a new video conferencing method that, you know, we haven't seen before. So it's actually really exciting to see if you can then video conference across multiple different devices, across different people using different devices. That'll be really interesting.
Mark, where's the VR, buddy? Where's the VR, Mark? You're
lagging
behind.
You're lagging
behind, brother. You're lagging behind. You're definitely not lagging behind. Thank you so much for that. If you want to keep up to speed with the latest in technology here and abroad, bandwidthblog.com is the place to visit. Thanks, brother.
Thanks.
Well, from trending technology to something that trends every single morning on our show, coffee.
Yeah, we love coffee,
all
man.
The time. Now, anyone with an Instagram account can tell you that no latte is complete without the mandatory milk masterpiece on top. Now, latte art can simply be defined as just that. Art with milk. The artist is the barista, the canvas is a beautifully extracted shot of espresso, and the palette freshly steamed milk.
Exactly. Now, for some it comes naturally, but for others it's more of a bit of a struggle. Now, regardless of where you fit in, the key factors that go into creating latte art remain the same. The jug, the cup, the hand, and most important, the fresh milk. Now, this morning, National Latte Art Champion Alan Rico Thomas is here to show us how you can make your very own latte truly Instagrammable. And he's joined by Phil as well, who'll be operating some machinery. Gentlemen, good morning. How are you doing?
morning.
Thank you.
Nice.
Enrique, so good to have you on the show this morning.
Thank you.
Now, you are the National Latte Art Champion.
Yes.
Wonderful, that's amazing. Can you tell us exactly what is latte art and why has this trend become so huge around the world?
To start off with latte art, because the word latte means milk. And if you look at milk and we call it art, latte art, you put the two together, which is milk art.
Okay.
That's basically where the word latte art comes from.
Yeah.
It's the whole technique of how you texturize the milk and put it together with espresso, and that becomes latte art.
Well, look, man, I'm very keen to see this process because you guys really make it look easy. Okay, now I've tried it once or twice, and it's really tough. Okay, it's really tough. So take us through the process to create the perfect latte art.
Okay, fantastic. So I'll get Phil just to pour me a shot of espresso, because everything works together when you add the milk, especially when we use clover milk.
Yeah.
So the whole process is texturized, good milk, clover milk, fresh milk. To the right temperature, good texture as well. And that basically plays off everything and towards the adding of the milk, the latte art into the cup.
Right.
Okay, fantastic.
So you've got your very fancy machine set up here.
Yeah.
I was just saying to Enrico, I need one of these.
Oh,
I need one of these in my home.
Don't we all? And Enrico, I wanted to
goodness.
find out, so you said it's very important that you use a good milk, and that's what we're using this morning. But what kind of milk should you use in this process? Should it be full cream? Should it be like low-fat skim? What is the kind of milk that you're looking to use?
I would highly recommend fresh milk.
Okay.
Full cream fresh milk, because just what it does to the coffee taste profile, and it helps a lot with the texturizing of the milk.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Right, so when it comes to the steaming of the milk, obviously that's also very important.
Yes, no, definitely.
All right. So what are you looking for when you steam it?
Which we try and get a beautiful vortex in the frothing jug and the milk pitcher, and what we try and do is it's just to stretch the milk a little bit. Heat it up to a temperature of 65 to 70 degrees, also to make it drinkable, and you get the sugar content of the milk.
Right.
Very nice.
All right, let's see this magic happen right now. What are you going to make?
I'll start off by just pouring a tulip, which is one of the most popular designs that we find that most coffee shops are doing nowadays, which is the tulip.
Yeah.
Starting off by pouring beautifully and getting the layers in.
Creamy and luxurious. Oh
my word.
Wow. That's amazing. That's
Look at
I
that.
can't believe that.
I told you this, guys. They make it look very, very easy. Listen, Enrico, before we go, I need to know this, man. So you made a tulip. You said that most restaurants kind of do it in coffee shops, but what is the craziest kind of design that you made or was challenged to make before?
That was the Angry Bird.
You had to make an Angry Bird?
Yes.
Okay.
It was quite fun. It was difficult in the beginning. Tried it once or twice, and I pulled it off. And it was beautiful.
Nice.
Beautiful.
See, no wonder you're the champion. No wonder
the
you're the
champion, everybody. Oh, well, thank you so much. I'm going to call dibs on this cup, if that's
definitely
okay.
go for it.
Mine's on its way. Mine's on its way. It's fine.
Okay, well, talking about things being on its way, why don't you connect with us on social media? If you would like to learn how to make your own coffee art with Clover, way better fresh milk, what design would you love to create and why?
Yeah.
Do you want to create a heart? Do you want to create a flower? Do you want to create a teddy bear? Well, we want to know. Remember, fresh milk is better and Clover fresh milk is
way better.
Clover fresh milk is way better. Made with love by Clover.
So let's talk sport again, and what a plethora. I'm going to use that word because it's so apt of sport we've been treated to this weekend. Not internationally alone, but also back here on home soil. We had the 2017 NBA Africa game taking place, and of course it puts the best in the world against the best in Africa, and unfortunately the international team did it again, but it was really, really close this time round. A hard-fought 109-97 victory in the end is what it took, and we have got, joining us now, Stephen Gabriel, who I can see is gutted at the loss this weekend, joining us from Team South Africa. First of all, congratulations.
Thanks so much.
I'll shake your hand just so you can see the difference in the size of our hands there, and we'll do a little height test at the end of this. Stephen, we're getting close, dude. We are getting so close. I know this game is all about raising the profile of basketball, but it's still a competitive fixture. Talk us through that result and how close it really got.
Yeah, I mean, like you say, we're getting close, but much more of a competition now than what it was the last time they were around. All-star front court, or back court rather, with Kemba Walker and Kyle Lowry. So we're getting close. I don't think at any point did Team Africa actually lead during the game, but they might have tied it up once or twice. But yeah, better than the last time.
How seriously do the players take this game?
Like you say, I've seen a lot of comments of guys saying that they're not taking it too seriously, and I think we need to understand that it is an exhibition game.
Yeah.
All of these guys are on their summer vacation, so to speak, so getting ready for the upcoming NBA season. So I think the main thing is preventing injury, but also having fun at the same time.
But they're athletes, and
they
are pro athletes, and I mention the word pro because I think the big issue we have here in Africa, and certainly South Africa, is the development structures building up towards that, making it a career, and we lose a lot of our star players, obviously, to the American NBA. Is South African basketball getting the platform that it needs? And I know that you're a very positive guy, but you can speak openly here. What needs to happen?
Honestly, I think we need the platform, but not only for top-level guys or at the elite level. We need junior guys to have a platform to play and to compete more often. With our BNL 2017 season starting next month, it's a chance for us as the senior guys to play. But yeah, I think a lot more needs to be done from the junior level.
I look at performers like Heideveld High, these unbelievably strong schools that have absolutely no support. It's amazing to see what they've done. But of course, it helps to have the stars coming to town to inspire those youngsters. And we got a chance to catch up with some of the NBA all-stars that were on the court over the weekend. And here's what they had to say.
I think it was fantastic. It was a culmination of a great week. But the players competed. Then when they do that, you can tell that it matters and it's for something significant.
I think everybody playing out here, to give something back to Africa. And I think we did that, the whole week. And at the game, the fans were amazing. They were supporting us. And I think it's just great for the community.
Great for the community, indeed. So, Steve, you're part of the SA national team. When is the team coming back together, and when does your international roster pick up again?
Well, we've been busy throughout the year, but we have training camps scheduled for the 19th of August, and then we are off to AfroBasket in Senegal, which starts, I think, the 4th or the 8th of September, which is basically all African championship for us. And then in December, we start Basketball World Cup qualifiers. So, busy schedule, but...
That's the big one. So everyone is dying to know how much taller you are than I am, so my brother. I know you always stand tall in the world of basketball, and I will stand tall next year. I'm glad I'm not having to hold a microphone up to
makes it easier.
Dude, thank you so much
Thanks
for keeping your eye on the action, unbelievable action coming out of that game. And thank you so much to the NBA stars, both here in Africa and abroad, that also weighed in.
Oh, very tall indeed. Well, listen, we're now turning our attention to finances. And if you're looking to save and trying to find ways to cut back on your monthly bills, then you might be interested in the pay-as-you-use account from Nedbank. For a mere R5 a month, you get a fully transactional account with unlimited swipes and free online and mobile banking. Now, to find out more about this account, simply SMS the keyword NEDPAYU to 30755, and the Nedbank team will be in touch with you to give you all the information that you need. Now, SMSs are free, and terms and conditions can be found on nedbank.co.za.
I'm a dreamer, a doer. I know the hustle. I just need my money to hustle for me.
Let your money hustle for you. Get a bank account for R5 per month and bank on the Nedbank app without using any data. See money differently. Nedbank.
Well, still to come on your Feel Good Breakfast show after the break, we're catching up with trend specialist Chris Reed and talking about how to become a trendsetter.
Absolutely. And then it's time for a winter warmer. On the menu this morning, beef stew and dumplings. But we're jazzing it up with some herbs and oat bran as well. It's going to be an interesting one. Definitely a winter warmer for your Monday. Can I just say this coffee is absolutely amazing. Thank you, Alan Rico. You're spoiling me this morning. But listen, we're getting into international entertainment news right now. Let's see what the stars have been up to.
Okay, well, Serena Williams, we all know, is expecting her first child. So naturally, she went all out for her baby shower. But the tennis star was not, or rather, the tennis was not the theme of the day. Instead, the mom chose a 50s-inspired theme, and boy, did her pals go all out.
Wow,
We're talking about the likes of Ciara, Kelly Rowland, Lala, Eva Longoria, and as well as Serena's sister Venus. Everybody dressed to impress. I love how they embrace the theme. It's so cool.
That's very, very
hey,
cool,
look at
man.
Preggy Mommy over
Yay.
here. Looks absolutely amazing. And of course, if their efforts for the baby shower are anything to go by, then Serena's baby due next month
already.
Y'all,
Do we
is
know the
certainly
gender?
going to be spoiled rotten. I don't know if we know yet, but yeah, they must keep it a surprise. We want to be surprised. Oh, they look so good together.
Yeah,
I'm so
she's carrying
happy.
beautifully as well.
She looks gorgeous, glowing mama. Anyways, Aaron Carter has revealed something that no one saw coming. The I Want Candy singer took to Twitter over the weekend to get some things off his chest, namely about his sexuality. And he said, "This doesn't bring me any shame. Just a weight and burden I have held onto for a long time that I would like lifted off me." And then, of course, he began telling his 600,000 followers, "I grew up in this entertainment industry at a very young age, and when I was found 13 years old, I started to find boys and girls attractive." He then goes on to admit that he has that he had to experience with that he had an experience with someone of the same sex during his teen years. No mention of who the person is or who the person was, whether this means that he's open to dating men. But kudos to him for being so honest and brave. And he's just, saying that he maybe prefers both of them.
Yeah.
And I just think that it's very, very difficult in the entertainment industry, especially if you've got a certain following that maybe is more men, or maybe more female. People tend to think that they need to keep their sexuality a secret. And I'm like, just be who you are at the end
But
of
exactly
the day.
that in today's day and age, I think, at the end of the day, just be honest, with the people around you. I think they will respect that much more than you trying to, be something that you're not.
It's important to be honest with yourself.
Yeah.
I
That's
think
the thing.
that's first and foremost. But there you have it. That was our international entertainment news for you on this Monday morning.
So we are so proud to be a part of Women's Month celebrations here in South Africa. And of course, in lieu of Women's Month, Expresso New Metro Movie Club and Expresso are all about celebrating women and giving you so much more to enjoy in the box office. And this one's going to be massive. We've got Amy Schumer and Goldie Hawn co-starring as a mother and daughter duo in the hilarious comedy Snatch. Now, you can enjoy a very special pre-screening of the film ahead of its release here in South Africa at select New Metro cinemas nationwide this Women's Day. And for more information and to book your tickets, just simply go to newmetro.co.za or you can call 0861 246 362. And seeing that it is a public holiday, call your mom, your sisters, your friends. Go on a little cinematic adventure with what looks like the hit comedy of the year, Snatched.
Find the best entertainment at New Metro Cinemas. It's your scene.
Well, we start this Monday morning on a fashion note. It is our how-to fashion guide on becoming a trendsetter.
This morning we're catching up with trend specialist Chris Reed, and of course we're talking about trends this morning. How do they start? Who starts them? Who are the people behind the trends? And hopefully he'll have the details for us. Chris,
Hi.
good morning.
Hi.
I always wondered about this whole thing of trend setting. Who sets the trend?
So that's a
Who
very
are
good
these
question.
people? How does it happen?
So it's a very good question. I mean, there's a couple of models people use when they talk about trends, and the one that I like to use most is what's called a trend diamond.
Yeah.
So if we can kind of get it up here, what we see with that is that it starts with innovators, so people at the very beginning of a trend. And these are trendsetters. And these are your innovators. These are people who are doing something new. It's people in creative industries, it's advertisers, it's artists, it's that kind of level. Then it goes to the mainstream, which is where it gets sold in a store and everyone can engage with it. And it's something that's just mainstream. It's something everyone can identify with. Before it goes to conservatives, and when you get to conservative, you're at the end of a trend. So it's not happening anymore, but it's just around. And you'll see it's bigger in the middle because there's more people in the mainstream. Whereas it's smaller at the beginning and end, and it takes about 2 to 3 years for fashion to filter through this. But in something like architecture, it might be 10 years. So it just depends on the industry. And a trend happens here in trendsetters. That's where you can influence it.
Well, you're talking about like 2 years and 10 years, but it feels like it's happening all the time, though.
Yeah, and I think especially in fashion is one of those industries that's there to sell you something new. That's why it exists. Fashion has to sell you something new every 2 years, which is the difference between fashion and something like style. So a runway is really out there because what they're trying to do is show you something new. They're trying to show you something novel. But style is something that endures, it's longer term. And what we have is fast fashion at the moment because people like H&M and Zara and Topshop really are trying to sell you novelty constantly. So that's why it's becoming faster and faster and more commodified. And that's why we see things coming back, because there's only so much that you can draw on out there.
So true.
So this is where you've got things like the crop top coming back, or kind of 80s, 90s style coming back, because every 20 or 30 years we start to recycle references. And it's especially when people weren't there the first time. So I only vaguely remember the 80s because I was born in 85. So I'm happy to kind of play with 80s fashion again, whereas people older than me don't even want to look at that because they lived through it as adults.
Been there, done
exactly.
that.
So how are fashion trends influenced by social trends?
So fashion trends and social trends are very intimately linked, and I'm actually a social trend forecaster. That's kind of the angle I come at this with. And what we see is this, I've got two trends that are an example of this. One of them is the romp him, which is the male romper. And what we see with this is that there's a kind of gender fluidity going on because men are more comfortable with...
Look at that.
I heard about that.
Oh, wow, that is how comfortable they are, actually.
They're incredibly
The two of them are very comfortable with
And it is, it's a more gender fluidity. It's a very feminine and actually quite childlike outfit, but men are appropriating it. And I'm really looking forward to wearing one for the summer myself. So we'll see if they come into South Africa. And the other trend is athleisure or athlux. And this is really because people are taking health and wellness so seriously. So it's not just about wearing your workout clothes to the street, it's about the blurring between the two. So technical fabrics in fashion, things like running shoes, sneakers instead of baseball sneakers. It really is about how the way that we want to live more healthily influences fashion as well.
I just have to ask you, because that's what this is all about. How does someone become a trendsetter?
So there's a couple of ways that you can kind of become a trendsetter or sort of find out where it is. And the first thing is to be where the innovators are. You've got to be in these kind of spaces like parties, like festivals, anywhere where there's nightlife and basically where these creative types are. So festivals are a great example of this because that's when people can have fun with fashion. And if you want to become a trendsetter, there's a couple of things you need to do. So one of them is you need to know your history because, like I say, things are going to come back. So you need to understand where fashion came from and where it's going to. You need to be in these spaces where creatives are, whether it's Fashion Week or parties or places like Maboneng and Joburg where your innovators are hanging out. Or even just not being afraid to fail. So you've got to put yourself out there to experiment with fashion. And if you want people to really understand it or you want to make a splash, you've got to try.
Nice, awesome
Thank
stuff.
you. Well, our trend specialist, Chris Reed, thank you so much for joining us
No
this
worries,
morning.
thanks for having me.
And if you want to be a trendsetter, now you know what to do and where to hang out with.
All right, thank you very, very much, guys. Jumping into the kitchen right now for the very first time. I think it's about time as well because we are all hungry up in here very early on the Monday morning. And it's time for a winter warmer recipe. You know, with the cool winter temperatures, we like something that's going to warm us up from the inside out. And Zola Nene, the angel that she is, has got a perfect recipe. I missed you too. Beef stew and dumplings, but we are jazzing it up a little bit with some herbs and some oat bran as well.
Absolutely.
It's going to be amazing.
And some jungle oats.
And some jungle oats.
Yes.
There we go.
Adding the nutrition to the dumplings.
There we go. A one-pot wonder for the whole family.
A one-pot wonder that's going to actually make your entire family happy.
We like that.
So it starts with the beef because it's a beef stew with oat dumplings.
Yep. Okay.
So brown the beef, then take it out, and then you want to saute your veg for a bit.
Right.
You could use leeks here. You could use some celery if you have it. So potatoes you could add if you wanted. But here we've just got some carrots and some onions. I like a bit of carrot in my stew.
Yes.
It just adds a bit of sweetness.
Okay.
Okay. And then a sprig of thyme and a bay leaf as well. Fresh or dry is fine in this instance. You could even add rosemary if you had it.
Yes.
Okay. Then at this stage, I'm going to add some tomato.
All right. So you can either do fresh or tinned.
Or tinned, absolutely. Just stir that all around. And because the carrot adds quite a lot of sweetness, and this is going to cook for a really long time, I don't really add sugar if it's not necessary. But you can if your tomatoes are very acidic.
Okay.
At this point, I'm going to add some salt and some stock. And then I'm going to add the meat back. And then just leave this to simmer until the meat is tender while you make your dumplings, and that's what you're going to do.
So, okay, so how long am I simmering this for?
So this will simmer, depending on the cut of beef that you use, it should simmer for about an hour and a half, and then it'll be tender enough.
Okay, so when you get home this afternoon from work, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, start it off, at around 7:30,
you'll be able to eat,
100%?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so you're going to make your dumplings. So that's some cake flour. To that, add some butter.
Some butter.
Some butter.
Okay.
I'm going to add a pinch of salt. We add a bit of baking powder
have to
as
get my
well,
hands dirty?
bicarb. No, you just use the spoon.
Okay.
Use the spoon. And
Because
then
I
an
don't
egg.
mind.
Oh, you don't mind? Okay. We're going to add the jungle oats, okay?
Okay.
For extra fiber and extra nutrition.
I love
And then
the
we're also going to add, sorry, I cut you off
all
there.
good.
We're also going to add some oat bran, which is also really great. Fast absorption, really delicious.
There we go.
And yeah, make it just that little bit healthier.
Yeah.
And then for a bit of green, just to make our dumplings a little exciting.
Pretty.
Pretty.
You know?
We like a bit of pretty. And then an egg goes in there. And then a little bit of milk, enough milk to just form it into sort of scone texture, if you will. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And then all you do, once that's formed, you take little spoonfuls and you pop it onto your stew. So the stew's been cooking at that point for about an hour and a half and the meat is tender. Pop the dumplings on. Okay, I'm going to switch so that you can see what it looks like once
This
the
is
dumplings...
very easy. SMS the keyword jungle to 33728 to get your hands on this winter warmer recipe. I absolutely love it. Jungle is the keyword. SMS that to 33728 and make this for the family tonight. It's going to be absolutely amazing, something different. You know what I was going to say earlier on, throughout this whole process, it's nice to see different ways of incorporating oats and oat bran.
Absolutely.
You know, not just breakfast.
Exactly.
Different kind of meals and dinners.
Oats and oat bran is more, you know, for more than just breakfast. And it's a great way to add sort of nutrition to every single meal.
That's it.
Besides the morning
Oh,
one.
look at that.
And then the dumplings become really fluffy, lots of sauce.
Yeah.
Make sure you're generous when you plate it up. Yeah.
Perfect. So you finish dishing that up. If you've missed any of the steps, remember the keyword is jungle. To SMS that to 33728. But here are the steps one more time just for you.
Heat olive oil, brown the beef and set aside. Sauté onions, carrots, bay leaf and thyme until softened. Season with salt and pepper and stir. Stir in the tomato paste, chopped tomatoes, jungle oat bran and beef stock. Return beef to the pot and allow to cook for 1 hour. For the dumplings, mix self-raising flour and salt. Rub in the butter, then mix in the parsley and jungle oats. Add eggs and milk, then mix. Roll into balls and place dumplings onto the stew. Allow to cook covered for 15 minutes. For the full recipe, visit the Expresso Morning Show Facebook page or log on to expressoshow.com. You can also SMS the keyword jungle to 33728 to receive the shopping list on your phone. Click on the link provided to view the recipe. SMSs cost R1.50, no free SMSs. T's and C's apply.
And there you have it, a delicious winter warmer meal, one pot wonder for the whole family that you can try out maybe tonight. Why not? SMS the keyword jungle to 33728. Now on that note, Jungle is running a photo competition around the country where you can stand a chance to win an amazing weekend away. Simply find the Jungle photo booth strategically placed in a beautiful location around the country. Take a photo and tag a Jungle Oats to stand a chance to win. Now if you're in Johannesburg, head over to the Johannesburg Zoo. In Durban, you can go to Sugar Rush and Belito. In Gauteng, you can visit Germiston Lake and get photographing right away. Now, these booths will be moving around the country, so keep your eyes peeled. T's and C's do apply, and they can be found on the website jungleoats.co.za. Zola, I'm calling dibs on that. I'm just letting everyone know there's a lot more to go. All right, my fellow presenters as well. I'm very hungry this morning, so that is mine. Jungle is the keyword. Send that to 33728. Love you, Zoe.
Jungle, the natural energy champion.
Oh, the love in the back of that studio. Well, Zola continues to steam her face with that cleansing stew steam. We've got Dominic Neal in studio this morning, dude. Awesome performance already. One more coming your way. Have you ever been in a long-distance relationship, dude?
I have not, no.
Okay, well then you're useless to us this morning. But luckily we've got Dr. Eve joining us. We're going to get into our relationship chat, talking about long-distance relationships. It's tough out there. Stay tuned. We'll see you after the break.
Who doesn't love more travels and more savings? Expresso viewers, explore the Middle East or Africa and get up to 30% off hotel accommodation and participating restaurants when you book to stay between the 21st of May and the 9th of September 2017. With more choices, you can enjoy adventure,
Somebody's gotta win, somebody's gotta give more than the other. Wish I could give you, oh, but I'm scared to live and watch you give, yeah, give it all away, yeah.
You are out of my league.
You are out of my league.
You are out of my league.
You are.
Stop riding on your luck, girl, cause my heart's paper thin. I stop us from starting, so we never give it.
You're playing on my heartstrings, but I'm unstrung. Will you stop playing? Please. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You're live with Expresso. It is the top of the hour time to get back into our news and sport headlines.
Baie dankie Graham. En die nasionale nes, die minister van wetenskap en tegnologie, Naledi Pandor, sê die land het voldoende wetenskapsentrums om aanloklike en volhoubare toerisme te kan bied. Pandor het by die amptelike opening van die nasionale wetenskapweek in Port Elizabeth gepraat. Vanjaar se tema is bevordering van wetenskap in toerisme. Pandor het gesê Suid-Afrika het 34 wetenskapsentrums. Sy sê toeriste moenie net aan die strande en wildparke dink nie, maar ook aan wetenskap toerisme. Suid-Afrika se mielieoes vir 2017 word op 'n rekord 16 miljoen ton geskat. Dit is te danke aan goeie reën en oortref selfs die oes van 1981 toe die opbrengs 14,6 miljoen ton was. Noordwes provinsie se LIK vir landbou, Manketse Tlhape, sê waar die rekordoes goeie nes vir voedselsekuriteit is, sal dit ook tot gevolg hê dat die prys van mielies gaan verlaag. Hy meen boere behoort aan hulle oesopbrengs te stoor. Op die internasionale front, duisende Kenianes stem môre in 'n algemene verkiesing wat na 'n baie gelyk opstryd lyk. President Uhuru Kenyatta en die opposisiekandidaat Raila Odinga het Saterdag hulle verkiesingsveldtogte afgesluit. Kenia se nuwe verkiesingswette vereis 'n stiltetyd van 48 uur voor 'n verkiesing. Daarom was gister 'n dag van gebed en vooruitmoediging in die land. Baie mense het uit die stede binne land toe gereis om daar te gaan stem. Ander het weer pad gegee weens vrees vir geweld na die verkiesing. En dan ten slotte, China se minister van buitelandse sake Wang Yi het gister sy Noord-Koreaanse ewe knie Ri Yong Ho meegedeel dat Pyongyang sy kern- en missieltoetse moet staak. Wang Yi sê hy het Ri Yong Ho sterk aangemoedig om VN-besluite te eerbiedig. Die twee leiers het in die Filippyne vergader slegs 'n paar uur nadat die VN-veiligheidsraad eenparig nuwe sanksies teen Noord-Korea ingestel het. Die sanksies verbied Noord-Koreaanse uitvoer en beperk beleggings in die land. Beijing het Pyongyang in die verlede dikwels teen soortgelyke sanksies beskerm. Well, that was your 8 o'clock news update. Let's get a final look at what's happening in the world of sport.
Cricket first this morning, and day 3 of the 4th test between England and South Africa finished yesterday with England on 224 for 8. England head into day 4 today with a second innings lead of 360 already after posting 362 in their first innings. And of course, bowling South Africa out for just 226. Day 4 from that final test getting underway today at the Old Trafford ground in Manchester from 12 o'clock South African time. Then on to rugby, the Crusaders were crowned Super Rugby champions on Saturday after beating the Lions by 25 points to 17 in Johannesburg. The victory sees the New Zealand side earn a record-breaking 8th Super Rugby title, while the Lions, they slumped to their second consecutive defeat in the final. Heartbreaking that it was. Match also marked Johan Ackerman's final game in charge of the Lions after an incredible tenure. He leaves for England next week to become the new head coach of English-based side Gloucester. Then staying in the UK, Arsenal beat Chelsea 4-1 on penalties yesterday to lift the 2017-2018 Community Shield. The game went straight to penalties after regular time ended at 1 apiece, and once Thibaut Courtois, their keeper and new signing Alvaro Morata, missed for Chelsea, Olivier Giroud hit the back of the net to secure the trophy for Arsenal. And England's top teams, of course, returning to Premier League action this coming weekend as Arsenal again take on Leicester, Chelsea face Burnley, and Man City battle it out against Brighton. Then on to the IAAF champs. Team South Africa bagged their first 2 medals of the World Championships yesterday, or on Saturday Rada with Luvo Manyonga and Rashwal Samai claiming gold and bronze respectively in the long jump. Manyonga's first attempt of 8.48 meters was enough to hold on to first place ahead of American Jarian Lawson, while Samai's 8.32 meter jump earned him the bronze medal. Today we have Akari Simbine and Wade van Niekerk taking on the 200 meter heats. That's at 7:30. While Caster Semenya, our golden girl, is running in the 1500 meter final at 10 to 11. And that's where we leave our sport for this morning.
Well, let's take a final look at your roads, starting off in Gauteng in the Boksburg Beyers Park area. On the N12 westbound, there's a stationary vehicle. It's just after Tom Jones Street exit. It's been cleared. However, you can still expect some congestion on that route. If you're in Linwood, there's also heavy delays on the N1 southbound between the N4 Bakwena Highway and the Linwood Road exit due to an earlier accident. If you're in Cape Town and Athlone on the N2 inbound, there's also a stationary vehicle. It's in the BMT lane at the M5 interchange, and it's also causing heavy delays from Danafontein Road. That's where we leave your traffic on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Just after 8 o'clock, let's quickly take a last look at those temperatures and what you can expect in your weather for your Monday morning. And it looks like most parts of South Africa can expect partly cloudy conditions today. Slightly cooler conditions in terms of maximum temperatures for the southwestern parts of the country, and warmer, mild temperatures expected up north. We'll run you through quickly. Polokwane op 7 grade minimum en 'n maximum van 20. Mbombela 13, 19. Pretoria 7, 22. Johannesburg 5 en 'n maximum 20. Mahikeng 7 en 'n matige 25 grade. Klerksdorp 6, 23, Kimberley 3 en 'n maximum 22. Bloemfontein redelik koel vanoggend, minus 1 graad, maar dit styg na warmer 20. Richards Bay 16, 22. Pietermaritzburg 9, 18. Durban on 16 this morning with a maximum 21. Mthatha 8, 18. East London 11, 17. Cradock 2 this morning with a maximum 19. Port Elizabeth 10, 17. George starting off on 8 degrees minimum, reaching a high of 17 degrees. Sutherland nice and cold this morning, minus 2. Staying cool with a maximum 15 degrees. Cape Town 9, 18. Worcester 5, 19. Springbok 4 this morning with a maximum 22. And Uppington starting off on 5 degrees, reaching a mild maximum of 25 degrees. That's a wrap of your weather here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show for your Monday morning.
Time for us to reveal on social media who this morning's Guess Who is. We asked you, can you reveal this beautiful singing South African? And everyone getting it correct. The answer is Pretty Yende. We have Maggie getting it correct. Letsepiso, Shirley, Justin also saying he got it correct. Rafika, Sammy, everyone getting it correct, including Dee saying that this morning is Pretty Yende for our Guess Who game. Well, you can continue to connect with us on social media. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, as well as Instagram. And remember to use our hashtag Expresso Show.
So we've already treated you to one truly majestic performance. Have you ever been called majestic?
No, that's a good one. That's a new one.
It's that voice, man. After a string of hugely successful singles, he is back with a brand new album titled Out of My League. And here is the title track. It's Dominic Neal.
Yeah, I got this feeling, but I think I'm alone. Your heart's my heaven, but mine ain't your own. I'm playing on your heartstrings, but I think you're unstrung. So I'll stop playing before we come undone.
I always think, yeah, somebody's gotta win, somebody's gotta give more than the other. Wish I could give you, oh, but I'm scared to live and watch you give, yeah, give it all away.
You are out of my league.
You are out of my league.
You are out of my league.
You are.
Stop riding on your luck, girl, cause my heart's paper thin. I'll stop us from starting, so we never give in.
You're playing on my heartstrings, but I'm unstrung. Will you stop playing? Please tell me you're not the one.
You are out of my league. 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 You are love's gonna hurt, but something's got to be done. Yeah, something's got to be done. I'm tired of being alone, can't love you on my own. Love's gonna hurt, but something's got to be done. Yeah, something's got to be done. Yeah, something's got to be done. You are out of my league. 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 You are.
Thank you. Oh, dude, I love the way you get lost in your performances,
Thank you.
bro.
Thanks so much.
I know this is fresh. I love the fact that you haven't deviated from that sound. I don't know if it's possible from you to break that mold, that emotional, that authentic vibe. Clearly a collaboration on this track.
Yeah.
How did this all come together? A really interesting mix.
I co-wrote the track with a good friend of mine, Shikana. Everyone will know her. She's doing really well.
You can feel that flavour there, man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we wanted her on the track, but things sometimes just don't work out. And I'm signed to Universal, and they really got Arize on the track, who's the feature, and she won The Voice Nigeria. So cool to have a bit of like North African connections. Yeah.
I love it, man. Where do you begin with that process? Do you start with the lyrics? Do you have a creative vision in mind, especially now with having to kind of have an extended roadmap of an entire album coming together? Is it still just single, put them all together, or is there a journey through with the album?
I think it's important to start the process with really just values in mind, I guess. I've always really found honesty very important. As a listener, as also someone who creates. So for me, it was about just being really honest as a vocalist, and like even in my lyrics and everything. And if we started on that basis, things would work out. And that's kind of how we went with it, man. And I just wanted to, and at the end of the day as well, unfortunately, or fortunately, it's a business, so it's about really making stuff that we felt would work and people would resonate with, and the combination of those things kind of led to what was born of the album.
Yeah, I mean, you use the cliche organic, but you get a sense of that, and I think it just stems from the kind of talent that you have, dude.
Thank you.
It really is absolutely amazing. Keep collaborating with the kind of artists that you are. I have a feeling there's a trend on the show. 2 weeks later, this is going to be a #1 on radio. It's just the way that it works on the show.
Lucky me, then.
Especially with a performance like that. You can let us know on our social media platforms what you thought of Dominic's 2 performances this morning. Love that broken down version that we heard a little bit earlier this morning as well. And of course, a big thank you to Golden Circle for supplying our technical equipment as always.
Ah, what a phenomenal talent. Dominic Neal, right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, proudly South African indeed. Now, Vodacom is about to make your day with up to 1 gig free data. Now, you can explore Facebook Monday, Lifestyle Tuesday, Gaming Wednesday, Instagram Thursday, Music Friday, Sports Saturday, and Video Sunday. So what you need to do is simply keep a positive data balance on your Vodacom SIM card, then dial *111*634#, or you can just download the latest version of the My Vodacom app and claim your free data daily. For more info and T's and C's, you can visit vodacom.co.za.
Cool. Well, still to come on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, as you can see, Dr. Eve is in the house, and we're talking relationships this morning, relationships, and it's all about braving those long-distance relationships. Tune in.
That's right. So give us a call. Our number is 021-430-9881 if you've got a comment or a question for Dr. Eve.
Who doesn't love more travels and more savings? Expresso viewers, explore the Middle East or Africa and get up to 30% off hotel accommodation and participating restaurants when you book to stay between the 21st of May and the 9th of September 2017. With more choices, you can enjoy adventure, relaxation, cities or beaches. To book, visit protea.marriott.com or call 0861 11 9000.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso right here on SABC3. Now, as Michael Bolton once said, I will go the distance. And these days, with the presence of social media and traveling becoming so easy, long-distance relationships do seem more maintainable than previously. But what is the secret to truly staying happy in a long-distance relationship? Well, how are you and your long-distance partner keeping it together? That's what we're asking this morning. And if you are struggling with dilemmas like these, well, our relationship expert, Dr. Eve, is in the house to engage with your questions or your comments. So please do give us a call on 021 430 9881.
That's right. Dr. Eve, it's great to have you.
Hello.
Well, listen, why is it that relationships seem more desirable or fulfilling when it comes to, you know, being in a close proximity to someone?
I was going to say when they're long distance.
Or the other way.
I think the other way, so it seems incredibly romantic and idealized when you have somebody who's living far away and you can live in the heartache and the pain and the longing and the Michael Bolton songs, the whole romance of it all. They're incredibly difficult to maintain. And what you said just now, Leanne, about technology coming in and being able to maintain long-distance relationships, I am interested to hear what people have to say about that, because I actually think that technology delays the inevitable, which is actually a breakup. It kind of is, just makes it feel more feasible. We can do it because we can WhatsApp, we can Skype each other, we can voicemail each other, we can just be in contact every single day. So we're actually going to be able to sustain this thing called a long-term relationship. But it really does require a number of considerations before you get into it. Exactly. And sometimes people don't plan to get into it and find themselves in it actually. And then once they're in it, the maintenance of it is quite surprising for people. Like, now we're in it.
Exactly.
How do we maintain this?
Well, my aunt met her husband online. And that worked. They're still together like 15 years down the line, 2 children, very happily married. But my question is, for a lot of other people, how maintainable, sustainable is a relationship that's long distance when you've met online? Because fortunately, he was able to come here straight away and they were able to, you know, kind of build on it. But for a lot of people, that's not the case.
Well, you've just said the magic thing, that he was able to come and meet in person straight away, because that's going to give you a better chance of knowing straight away, is this relationship something we want or we don't want? So the different kinds of long-distance relationships. There's the ones that are quite unexpected, like the one you described, where people get online or onto a dating site, or they meet somewhere, you know, via a different kind of social platform, and don't intend to start a long-distance relationship, but find through their chatting that they actually really like each other and they want to continue, and so it becomes this long-distance relationship. So those are what's called the unexpected ones. And then there are ones which are kind of surprising. So you would then meet somebody in real life and think, okay, this is just a holiday hookup, or this is just a kind of a fun time to be spending together, and then find that when they're apart from you, that you really want to be spending more time and you want to continue what you had in real life. And then those are the surprising ones that become long distance. And then you end up in relationships where you have a real life relationship, and it's happened so often today. People get transferred, or people want to go work in a different country or in a different city, and they then become long distance, even though you didn't plan it to become a long distance relationship. So there are various challenges at each one of these different kinds of long distance relationships.
Yeah. Well, we hope to dig into those a little bit deeper, especially if you dated in proximity and then had to move away. Our lines are open. Dr. Eve with us this morning. Give us a call, 021 430 9881.
So while you ponder those questions, you're going to ask Dr. Eve, why not take a break and we sit down with some lemon cake squares this morning with the lovely Teresa. She's joining us in the kitchen because the hero ingredient for the next couple of food segments is lemon. And we're going to use that in different and interesting ways. Starting with these lemon cake squares. Teresa, lovely to have you.
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
So lemons, I mean, it's an amazing flavor. You can use it in all kinds of dishes. But this morning we're going to be doing 3 sweet dishes. We're going to treat ourselves this morning.
It's always it's such a thing to think about. We're using lemon for sweet dishes. You know? But that's why it works. That's why it works, people. Okay, so let's start.
Let's start. So what we're going to do is we've got some butter here and some milk. Oops. And we're going to just melt those together on your stove.
Okay, so this is really a kind of straightforward, kind of easy.
Very, and it's such a light cake. It's beautiful. It's got a lovely flavor. So with a cup of tea, it's
beautiful. And you get that zestiness of the lemon, which is always amazing.
Nice. Right, so that's melted. We're going to take that off the heat.
Okay.
Right, and then over here we've got some caster sugar and some eggs.
Right, easy.
So whisk that together.
All right, as you would. Is this a normal kind of cake kind of mixture or?
Yeah, absolutely.
Standard kind of,
straightforward. Great one to do with the family if you're having tea or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, we've done this loads of times at home. So you're just going to whisk the caster sugar and eggs together, get it nice and pale and fluffy.
All right.
And then we're going to add our lemon rind, fresh lemon rind, which is going to give us our beautiful flavor.
Perfect.
And then we're going to add our milk and butter that we melted before.
All right, can I whisk there for
whisk. You? Perfect. So I'm going to pour that in.
That's it, not to make scrambled eggs.
No. So you ideally want to let this cool down for a couple of minutes before you pour it in.
Oh, there we go, but it looks pretty good.
So I think that's okay.
All right.
And then last of all, we add our dry ingredients. Do you want to keep mixing?
Yeah, I'll keep mixing for you. Go for it.
So we've got some flour and then some baking powder and salt.
Perfect. Now the keyword is cake. SMS that to 33728. That's cake to 33728 for your lemon cake squares. Very, very easy.
Yeah.
Oh, and look at that. So it's quite a runny batter.
It is very runny, but it gives a really lovely light cake in the end, so it's perfect.
All right.
And then we've got our tin here, which we've greased and lined with a bit of paper. Very important.
So I just kind of
pour it in there.
Righto, there we go.
And this is a tray cake, so it's nice and makes those nice squares.
All right, well, there we go.
There we go. And you're going to bake this at 170 for about 25 to 30 minutes until it's cooked
and
through.
then you get the cake, and then the icing?
Icing, it's a lemon butter icing, so just butter, icing sugar, lemon zest, a bit of milk.
Yummy.
Put it on when the cake's cold, slice it up, and put the kettle on.
And that's how you use lemon to make something amazing. Put the kettle on, make yourself a cup of tea, and enjoy this lemon cake squares. The keyword is cake. SMS that to 33728. Myself and Teresa will be right back with another recipe.
Well, we're still with Dr. Eve this morning. We are asking the questions. We are talking about the topic, being in a relationship, a long-distance relationship. Our lines are open. That number is 021-430-9881. And we ended it off the last time asking Dr. Eve, how is a long-distance relationship sustainable if you met dating in proximity and then the partner moved away?
It's a big decision that a couple has to make. And I think it depends also on the age and the stage of your life. If you are already in a committed relationship and if you have children, well, you're going to really make it work. And what I find, Zoe, is that people seem to quite thrive, or relationships can do really, really well under those conditions. Because the thing that we know from talking so much about it here on the show, relationships really thrive when there is not a lot of blending and intertwining and expectations of being joined at the hip with each other. So having the sense of freedom and space to be able to go and do your work and go and live a life a little separately for a period of time, and I'll come back to the time factor, seems to make relationships really rich because you get the independence and the freedom, and you know that this person is accountable and reliable and trustworthy, because that's one of the big things that have to be taken into consideration with a long-distance relationship. So relationships can really thrive, but it depends very much on your personality and also what we call your style of attachment.
Talking about that, you said relationships can thrive based on personality, based on style of attachment.
Yes,
but how about communication? Because I can imagine that being apart is one thing, but communicating and staying connected is a whole different thing altogether.
Absolutely. So if you're going to have the richness of technology, which of course is there and which can happen, you have an absolute ability to be more intimate long distance than you are face to face. And this came up in my research, which I did for cyber infidelity, and looking at how people communicate online. What was so enticing and seductive about talking to somebody online when you've got a partner right next to you in bed. So by that I mean when you've got somebody long distance, you can get into a really what's called hyper-personal intimate space where you're talking to this person who is your partner, who is your lover, but you're getting really deeply into vulnerable places because you're chatting online. A lot of people find it very difficult to communicate face to face. So there is a richness that can happen when you have a partner living far away and you're dependent on chatting online or Skyping. You get more real, you get more honest. If you're a person who doesn't communicate in that way and keeps it kind of superficial, you're going to keep doing that when you're traveling. You're going to keep doing that when you're away from each other. And you may just be used to that form of communication. It may be good enough for you. But you also might find that it's not sustainable because the other person isn't sharing, this is my world, or these are photos of where I work or people that I hang out with. And then it's going to be very difficult to sustain a long-distance relationship.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we're talking about this morning. How does one sustain a long-distance relationship?
Yes.
Are you in one currently? Do you have any struggles? Do you have maybe some successes that you want to share with us? Give us a call. That number is 021 430 9881.
Now, proving just how much we love and appreciate our women in honour of Women's Month. This month, Biogen is giving one lucky lady out there here in Cape Town the opportunity to win the ultimate day of pampering valued at 4,500 Rand. Now, you could win your very own spa day and sit down to lunch with Lisa Raleigh and our Zizi Brown. All you have to do to win is SMS the keyword Biogen to 33728. Those SMSs are going to cost you R1.50, and all the terms and conditions can be found on expressoshow.com.
Well, still ahead on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, we continue our relationship chat, how to survive that long distance. If you have any questions, let us know. You can write us on Facebook or alternatively call us 430-9881. That's 021-430-9881. And then we're back in the kitchen with Teresa with another very, very interesting and delicious lemon recipe this morning. Lemon's our hero. Look at these little cheesecakes. We'll show you how to make them after the break.
This is your chance to win the home you've always dreamed of. SA's favorite interior design reality competition, Win a Home, sees 3 design duos transform empty spaces into lavish homes, and one of them could be yours. To enter, visit privateproperty.co.za and vote for your favorite design duo. Put yourself in line to win amazing prizes in the bi-weekly draw and automatically be entered for a chance to win the grand prize, your choice of one of 3 fully furnished designer homes in the Eye of Africa Golf and Residential Estate in the south of Joburg. The finished property will include luxurious finishes by Plascon and Caesarstone, as well as premier home appliances by Grundig, with a total prize value of more than 3 million rand. Competition details plus T's and C's can be found on the private property website. Watch the breathtaking properties come to life as the design drama unfolds and stand a chance to win the biggest prize on South African television, your very own dream home.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso. Time for us to talk relationships. We have Dr. Eve with us in studio. Our lines are open. 021-430-9881. If you've got a comment or a question about making a long-distance relationship work.
Tell us how.
Eve, yes, we want to know how. We love hearing your stories. But let's quickly, we've spoken about some of the positive aspects, about connecting with someone that you live far away, if you live apart. But what about some of the disadvantages of a long-distance relationship?
Yeah, so consider a regular relationship if somebody's down the road or in your bed with you, how much effort and time you have to put into that. It becomes work, which hopefully is pleasurable work because there's a payoff for you. But it's double work when you've got somebody's long distance because you're living your life over here and you consciously have to create relationship with this person and keep that person in your life all the time. And that means you have to be prepared for a lot of extra work. The other thing that people don't really think about long distance is finances. It's expensive. It's expensive to keep traveling and being present with each other. It can be very exotic and romantic. You meet in kind of distant destinations every now and then, but it's adding to your budget every single month. So we've got time, which is a resource. We've got money, which is a resource. And then also, you know, the exhaustion factor of it. You come home at the end of the evening and in your regular relationship, you kind of feel tired. You don't really want to talk. You don't want to be sexual. And here you've got somebody now who might be in a different time zone to you.
6 hours ahead or behind.
Exactly. And they're kind of like feeling frisky or they want to be engaging with you. And you're thinking, okay, you know, this is bedtime for me. So there are disadvantages to it. And one of the big personal psychological difficulties with it is insecurity. How do you build that trust and how do you feel secure enough in yourself to have a relationship which feels safe?
We've actually got a caller on the line, Katiwa from Mafeking. How are you, Katiwa? What's your question for Dr. Eve?
Hello, how are you?
Good, thank you. Do you have a question or comment for Dr. Eve?
Yeah.
You can go for it, Katiwa.
How are you, doctor?
Hi, I'm great. I'm looking forward to hearing you. Talk
I
to
am
me.
from Zimbabwe, and I am from Zimbabwe, so I moved to Mafeking, and then
Yeah.
I left my girlfriend in Zimbabwe.
Mm.
So my girlfriend kind of broke up with me recently because I moved away from Zimbabwe. So I want to know how I can keep things working for her.
That's such an excellent question because we're talking about relationships, and I've also been thinking in the back of my mind around not only intimate relationships, but relationships that we have with children, with family. I would really say to you, be present with her all the time, irrespective of what her age is. You want to be the person and the parent who is there on technology, on Skype, looking at her, chatting to her. How old is she right now?
She is 18 years.
18 years. Okay,
Yeah.
so she's independent and she's not dependent on her mother to put her in front of a screen or to talk to you. So you must develop an independent relationship with her. And one of the big things with long-distance relationships, you want to have regular times of meeting so that you know that whatever you can afford, say it could be every 6 weeks or every 6 months or every 3 months, you want to have a date that you know you can look forward to meeting up face-to-face with each other. Is that something that's possible for you to do with her?
Yes, we should chat sometimes, but sometimes she just get angry because I said I'm going to go back there in December.
Yeah.
So that's why she gets angry.
She wants to see you sooner than December?
Yeah, she wants to see me sooner.
Yeah, so you feel guilty and horrible, I'm sure. Yeah, you're laughing, and that's not a laugh that I'm hearing. It's a painful laugh. You got to keep in her life. You got to please just. This is Women's Month. We do not want women not to have dads around. Stay in her life. Stay in her life.
I understand. Yeah, I understand that. Thanks very much.
Thank you so much, Katiwa. Thank you so much for your call, and we hope that in some way that's assisted you. It's a very difficult situation, but that's why we have our relationship expert, Dr. Eve, here, and we will continue to take your calls about your struggles, things that you're going through with regards to long-distance relationships, whether it's a partner, whether it's a family member. Please do give us a call on 021 430 9881.
Hey, this long-distance relationship business, it's a tough one. Very interesting subject this morning. We take a quick little break from that. We're back with Teresa in the kitchen. She's the lovely lady behind the Cupcakes and Couscous blog. And she's spoiling us with some sweet treats this morning. Lemon is the hero. So we're using lemon in the kind of sweet treats we're making this morning. Now, if you have friends over, maybe family, and you're strapped for ideas in terms of what you're going to put forward for dessert, this is just the thing. It's quick, it's easy, and it's absolutely delicious.
Yes, this is one of my family's favorite recipes. We do it often.
Yeah, some lemon cheesecake. That's what we're making, by the way.
Yes, lemon and ginger. So what we've got here is some ginger biscuits that have been crushed up and some melted butter. And lemon and ginger go so beautifully together.
Yeah.
Such nice flavors.
Okay.
So this is our very easy base.
Right, so just kind of soak
mix
that through.
together. Yeah, and just
but I
make
love
sure
the fact that you're using the ginger biscuits, like you're saying, yeah.
If you don't like ginger, you can use a plain biscuit as well. That's no problem. But ginger just.
You see right there, that looks good enough to eat already. You can stop there.
That color. So just make sure that your biscuits are nicely coated in the butter. And then you spoon it into your serving dish. Yeah. This recipe will make enough for 4.
Okay.
So, and you can use glasses, you can use jars.
I was just about to say, you can really get creative. Whatever you have in the pantry, in the cupboard, whatever, be it little glass bottles
ramekins,
or anything, it could be amazing.
So just pop that into your dish, press it down lightly, and then pop it in the fridge while you make your filling.
That's it. So this is a no-bake kind of...
No-bake, very, very easy. You can't mess this one up.
Right, now for the filling.
This is our filling, just 3 ingredients. So we've got some smooth cream cheese here.
All right.
And then we're going to add some condensed milk.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Sweet to the max, we
Not
love
a
it.
diet recipe, I'm afraid.
It's okay, it's okay. When it comes to these little guys, look, it's small, it won't do anything.
Portion control, there we go.
All right.
And give that a really good whisk and just get all the lumps out, make sure it's nice and smooth.
That's it.
And this is a beautiful creamy cheesecake, so It's going to be great.
Brilliant. So nice
get
and smooth
all the
as
lumps
well.
out. There we go.
Perfect. Now
And
we're
then-
making all these beautiful sweet recipes. Remember, after the show, a little bit later on this morning, you can go check out all these recipes on our website, expressoshow.com. We'll
we
put it up
go.
there for you.
Our last ingredient is our fresh lemon juice.
All right.
So we've got sweet and sour and
Perfect.
all goes perfectly.
See the lemon once again adding that
Yeah.
nice little tinge to it. We love that.
So just get that all mixed in really well. And you'll see when you add the lemon juice, it suddenly gets quite a bit thicker.
Yes.
And
okay.
gets that
Why is that?
Yeah, it just kind of makes it set and
It makes it set.
Get it?
The acidity.
Yeah.
But it's cool. It's going to balance the condensed milk, the sweetness of that.
Yeah. And then we're going to spoon that into our
And look
dish.
at that.
I mean, that looks great already. It hasn't even been in the fridge.
So popping it into the fridge up until it will kind of set
a
nicely
couple of
as well.
hours, it'll set.
That's it.
I mean, that looks...
So this is something you can really make just before the friends are coming over.
Hour or two.
And you want to give them a treat
no
before. And it's
problem.
very, very quick, like you've seen as well.
When you
Perfect,
take them
Teresa,
out the
thank
fridge, you can also decorate them. So what I like to do is put a little bit of lemon curd on top.
Perfect.
Pour some extra lemon. And
Just a
couple
little
of
dollop.
blueberries.
Why not? Oh,
There
look
we
at
go.
that. Perfect. Well, that is
Easy.
one way to use lemon in your very interesting recipes. Thank you very much. We're going to be back a little bit later on with yet another awesome little recipe using lemon. But the recipe or the keyword for this dish is dessert. SMS that to 33728. That's dessert to 33728. Also, like I've mentioned, check it out on our website, expressoshow.com, a little bit later on this morning. One more getting your way a little bit later.
Well, we're catching up one more time with Dr. Eve. We're talking about long-distance relationships. I know there's a lot of people out there that are currently dealing with whatever it is, but let's end off in a bit more of a positive note. How does one make a long-distance relationship work, Dr. Eve?
I'm going to come to that. I just want to pick up on one of the tweets that I just got from Sandile, which I find absolutely fascinating, where the tweet says, people are in social networking relationships, not long-distance relationships. And it's like, that is so true. How many of you are doing that, or in a Facebook relationship or a Twitter relationship or online dating? And that is a relationship, but you have no intention, and this is the modern way of doing things, no intention of meeting, no expectation of anything more, and feeling satisfied because I have this person in my life all the time, but I don't have them around. So I think that, that's an interesting conversation.
We've also got Linda from Cape Town on the line this morning. Good morning, Linda. Do you have any relationship advice for us this morning?
Hi, good morning, Leanne. I'm phoning about my daughter and son-in-law. They had a long distance. He was German and she was she's South African, and they met in the hospital. But both of them communicated regularly. When he went back to Germany, they kept phoning. When the relationship got serious, she started German lessons. By the time she met his family, she could speak German fluently. And they traveled from one country to the... That went on for 3 years until he decided to come. Well, they're both doctors, that he could work here in South Africa. And they've been married 17 years.
Oh, that's awesome. I don't have to say anything else. I mean, there we go. Linda just set it out for us. What are the advantages? What are the things that one has to do? Is have a sense of huge commitment, reliability, responsiveness, commitment to be investing in taking lessons in different language, and over a period of 3 years. I mean, that's really, really remarkable. That's very impressive.
Thank you so much, Linda.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that with us.
I love that.
I really like that.
Yeah, that's a
good way to end it off.
It's a nice romantic story to end it. And I think the way to end it's what I said earlier on is you have to have goals. So you know we're going to be meeting every 6 weeks or every 6 months. Otherwise, you are just all over the show. You have to have accountability. You have to be somebody who is strong in themselves, independent in themselves, and secure. Because if you're going to be this crazy neurotic person who's all the time checking up, is he or she on WhatsApp all the time? I mean, that is no way to be living a life. You can't do that. And I love the idea of social networking relationships. Are they significant enough for you? Can they sustain you in the world? So get onto my Facebook page and let's take this conversation further.
Absolutely. Let's take the conversation further. Thank you so much, Dr. Eve. I don't know how Idris and I do our long-distance relationship. It's very difficult, but we get it right. I'm just kidding. People are going to think, oh, she's a freak. But we'll chat relationships again next week. Monday, same time, same place.
So we are just 2 days away from celebrating Women's Day, of course, here in South Africa. But from the 16th to the 17th of August, the annual Top Women Conference will bring together a host of iconic leaders to drive discussions around gender empowerment in business. A vital conversation to stand a chance to network and rub shoulders with truly influential women from a diverse range of industries. All you have to do is SMS the keyword Top Woman, together those two words, followed by your email address to 33728, and you could possibly win 2 all-access passes to the conference. It's going to be unbelievable. The SMSs are charged at just R1.50 per SMS. No free SMSs apply, sadly, but T's and C's can be found on the Expresso Morning Show website. And for more information on this brilliant event, you can visit topwoman.co.za.
Well, still ahead on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We're not quite done yet for this Monday morning. Yet another awesome sweet recipe by Teresa's heading your way. Lemon shortbread, a very popular recipe on her blog as well. Stick around for that. And then we're also going to be admiring the incredible work of indie pop artist Andy Warhol. He's got some seriously amazing work, and we're going to be looking at it just after the break. Stick around. Yes, this is your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso, right here on SABC3. Welcome back. We're back in the Expresso kitchen this morning for one last time with the lovely Teresa this morning, making all things lemony sweet this morning. And shortbread, lemon shortbread, that's on the menu right now. A very popular recipe, Teresa says on her blog, Cupcakes and Couscous. And it looks amazing.
Yep, and it's also one of the most simplest.
Really?
You know, 5 ingredients. It's a very simple, easy dough to put together.
Perfect.
So if you're a new baker, this is definitely a good one to try.
Okay, and we get the zestiness once again of the lemon in there.
So that's our butter. You're going to mix
I'll mix as much as I can.
Yeah. Muscle power. And we've got some caster sugar. There we go.
All right.
And you just want to cream that, get it nice and pale and fluffy, and so that looks good.
All right.
There we go. Let's add our lemon zest.
There we go.
And this honestly is my go-to cookie recipe. I've made it hundreds of times, and it always goes down well.
Okay.
So,
with a cup of tea.
Perfect. Yes, exactly.
Something about lemon and tea. It just goes together.
Perfect partners. Yeah. That looks perfect. So let's add our flour.
Okay,
and
so
we're going to add a little bit of salt as well.
For the non-baker like myself, that looks like a lot of flour for the amount of butter and sugar
it is. So actually, if you use a mixer, it's a little bit easier. But if you keep going, it does come together, I promise.
Okay, it does come together. It almost feels like I want to get in there with my hands. It might be quicker.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'll just keep going.
I'll
just keep going. All right.
So you're going to keep mixing, keep scraping down the sides, and it'll all come together into a dough.
Yeah.
And then once you've got to that stage, you're going to roll it into a log and wrap it in some cling wrap and pop it in the fridge.
Okay.
That is a very, very important step because there's so much butter in our biscuits. We don't want them to spread as soon as they get into the oven. So it's important to chill them before.
But you must also, I can understand why the shortbread, because it needs to be almost like a drier kind of dough.
Exactly. You want that, that's from the butter.
Yeah. So that's coming together nicely now.
Yeah. That's
there we
looking
go,
good.
You can see. So that's it.
It's
now,
working.
It's working. Yes, I'm doing something right. Listen, the keyword is sweet. SMS that to 33728. I'm going to pop that down there.
Okay.
So there you can see.
So you're going to basically, scrunch it together into your log, roll it out. And then once you've chilled it, you slice it into your biscuits, arrange it on the tray,
form like that.
And then they're going to spread a little bit, but that's basically what you're going to end up with. And you can also make the dough in advance as well. Pop it in the fridge and leave it there for a couple of hours if you want to, or you can freeze it.
Oh, so you can freeze the dough as well,
yeah. I mean, it's so quick, I would actually just make it fresh.
And then this is what you end up with.
Yeah.
I mean, if you...
Bake it for 20 minutes.
Look at, beautiful.
That's the biscuit.
And light, it's lemony, it's crunchy. It's amazing. Thank you,
Where's
Teresa.
the tea?
No, exactly. Where's the tea? SMS the keyword sweet to 33728. But go check out all of these lovely lemony recipes that Teresa showed us this morning on our website, expressoshow.com. Check out her blog as well. Cupcakes and Couscous. You'll find some awesome lemony inspiration right there as well.
Oh, well, that sounds delicious. And listen, I can't think of a better way to start the week with some absolute decadence. So join Clem and the Afternoon Express team as they whop up a luxurious chocolate ganache tart topped with velvety vanilla pod macaroon. Now, the perfect treat for all chocolate lovers.
A nice ganache. Absolutely love that. Now, we're going to take a different turn now, get into a bit of pop culture at the moment. I suppose when it comes to pop culture, few names are bigger than Andy Warhol, the pop artist, but his name has been on everyone's lips yet again because of a story that surfaced around rock singer Alice Cooper behind hits like Poison, massive star. But his management recently released the news that they had discovered a print that was given to him by Andy Warhol back in the 70s for his birthday that I would imagine is worth so much.
Wow. Well, fans and enthusiasts, South African fans, can now smile from ear to ear because there's this exhibition that's currently showing at the Wits Art Museum that really celebrates his signature art with an African flair.
Nice.
While the Wits Arts Museum's exhibitions usually showcase African art, they couldn't pass up the opportunity to host Andy Warhol Unscreened, an extensive collection of work by one of the 20th century's most groundbreaking artists.
So art at the time was pretty baffling to most people. It was the era of abstract expressionism where the artists were not focused on representing real objects. They were interested in how the paint could communicate emotion, and that was really baffling to lots of people. But what Andy Warhol did was he took objects he actually took objects off the supermarket shelf. So he took some Campbell's soup cans and started painting them. Now, Campbell's soup is a very well-known American ready-made soup. Not so well known in South Africa, but it would be like taking Sunlight dishwashing liquid and painting that. He was not working in painting, he was working with a medium called screen print. Now, screen prints had only been used in the advertising industry previously, and one of Warhol's innovations was to introduce screen printing into the fine art medium, which made so many copies of the work were produced, but they are all original artworks. Each one is editioned and signed, and that made the work much more accessible in terms of price to many more people. So Andy Warhol was really important in the history of art. He changed how art was defined. So previously art required the actual artist's hand to be involved in the making. He was working in the screen print medium, and the screen print medium could be done in a studio with a whole lot of assistants. So that was one of the real innovations. He made it absolutely fine for artists to want to make money out of art.
The exhibition is a chance for people to connect across communities and enrich more spheres within society. As such, access to the exhibition is provided free of charge thanks to the Bank of America Merrill Lynch collection.
So one of the things that we've done to add to the collaboration, other than having the artwork on display at WAM, is the education and community outreach program that goes with the exhibition. We gave some funding along with Business Arts South Africa, BASA, to assist with that. And there are materials that have been printed, there are buses that have been arranged to bring students to the museum. We should have many schools and university students and other scholars here to come and study, observe, analyse and learn and be educated by the exhibition. And whenever we do an exhibition like this, we try to put the focus on that outreach and education aspect of it so that people are really benefiting from the fact that the works are here and are available to see.
In consolidating the setting of the collection's African home, local creative agency Black Africa developed the visual identity of the exhibition as a pro bono project.
In this life of retweets and Facebook likes and shares, I think designers and artists are more so than ever trying to find their own true, unique voice. And at the moment, I think it's really incredible that the whole world is starting to take notice of Africa and the voice that we have. And it's incredible how bold and vivid it is and how it stands apart from everything else. And I think Andy Warhol's work is a true reflection of that, because that's exactly what he did in his own work.
Running until the 8th of October, the exhibition is accompanied by a family-friendly public education program. So come one, come all, and enjoy seeing the work of Andy Warhol. Now, we all know that saving isn't always easy when you're faced with rising costs, more costs, and the dreaded unexpected costs. But one way to save is to avoid unnecessarily high banking fees. And this is why Nedbank is offering you their pay-as-you-use account for as little as R5 a month.
Yeah, man, that's absolutely nothing. And you literally pay only what you use, leaving you in total control. Now, to find out more about this account, simply SMS NEDPAYU to 30755, and the Nedbank team will be in touch with all of the information that you need. SMSs are absolutely free as well, and terms and conditions can be found on the website nedbank.co.za.
I'm a dreamer, a doer. I know the hustle. I just need my money to hustle for me.
Let your money hustle for you. Get a bank account for R5 per month and bank on the Nedbank app without using any data. See money differently. Nedbank.
Oh, well, listen, there's just a few minutes left of your Feel Good Breakfast show. We're not ready to say goodbye yet, so stick around. We've got more for you after the break.
John! I said Sarah's on the phone.
Not now, more. I'm in Mauritius.
Well, what must I tell her?
Tell her I'm in Mauritius.
He'll call you back later.
Stop faking and start traveling. Book flights from only $4.99 on travelstart.coza.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso right here on SABC3. We're so happy to have Dominic Neal in the house, and we're so glad that with the launch of his new album that he doesn't feel that he's out of our league. See what I did there? But we want to know from you, what did you think of his performance of I Love You Still on your Feel Good Breakfast Show? Steven says, it was absolutely enchanting, was really hard getting done for work while listening to this dude do his thing. Brilliant stuff. Samantha says, morning Expresso family, one of my favorites out of my league, hashtag awesomeness. Tuli says, looks like I have to watch it, looks fabulous, and he looks just as fabulous, yes. And then Bubelani says, greatly performed at the start of a shining day indeed. Good music. Johanna says, that was awesome. I really enjoyed his performance. I'm waiting for his next song. And then Luke says, this man is great. What a way to start your morning. Keep up the good work. Dominic Neal. Hashtag enough said.
Ah, man, absolutely
This man
love
is
him.
great.
He's great. Absolutely great. Dominic Neal making music for us this morning. But listen, how's this? Now, we know that most 11-year-olds, all right, they expect really awesome gifts for their birthday. But Travelstart, they're flipping the script and they're giving you a gift to celebrate their 11th birthday. Now, how would you like to win flights for two to Ibiza with 25,000 Rand?
Oh, sounds pretty good. And all you have to do to put yourself in the running is simply SMS the keyword travel and your email address to 33728. Get your entries in fast, though. It's going to close on the 31st of August, and you can get all of those terms and conditions at expressoshow.com. The winner will be announced at the beginning of September, right here on Expresso. So get ready for an incredible birthday celebration with Travelstart.
Oh, well, it's that time of the morning for us to say goodbye, but the good news is we get to do it all over again tomorrow.
And of course, talking about performances, we were so happy to have Dominic Neal. We will continue the greatness because Kong is in the house and they perform for you on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It just gets better and better and better. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much. There we go.
On Tuesdays, we also do medical chats, and it's all about the bones, so you do not want to miss out on that chat.
Yeah, man. And then gaming, one of the biggest gaming international kind of things out there, Dota 2. We're going to be talking about that and bring you all of the action as to what you can expect.
Yeah, looking forward to connecting with Gareth Woods and, of course, Simon Gazi, one of our favourite sons here on the show. He's going to be chatting about a really cool Curry Cup Women's Day initiative. Gotta love the man. He is always doing something using his platform for good. So we applaud him, and we'll get an opportunity to connect with that awesome young gent tomorrow.
Talking about using platforms for good, guys, can I just give a massive shout out to all of Cape Town that came out to the United in Hope benefit concert. Epic. It was amazing. You guys made me so proud. Dominic Neal was there as well. We had so many artists like Lockenville, Tresor, Nasi C, all of these people.
Carl
Dominic
Deutsch,
Neal come out. They performed for free. They used their time. They could have been gigging, but they performed for free. And then, of course, everybody came out and supported. It was a massive party.
Yeah, Dominic said it was like, honestly, like the biggest, coolest festival vibe he's ever performed at. I
had to stop myself from crying like every 5 minutes. I just could not fathom that people were doing this.
That means I would have been
amazing.
A mess. I would have been a hot mess. I would have been
hot mess. But thank you so much.
Well
we couldn't have done it without you.
And I just have to say to the Roger Good show, guys, I've got such terrible separation anxiety. We had so much fun on Friday, and they say that they do always watch the show in the background. So we're sending you so much love. Robbie Cruz, dude, I'm sorry about the rugby, bro. I'm sorry. But it was so cool connecting with them. In fact, the whole week building up to the United in Hope concert, connecting with all of the guys from Good Hope as well.
Fresh as well.
It was just such a beautiful thing. And we always say that these dark times do give us an opportunity to show the best of humanity and to see Cape Town and South Africa rally in the way that we are. And hopefully this will set the tone for Women's Day as well. So many events going forward, and we have to reiterate at the moment, women are under attack in our country, so this is an opportunity to do something truly special.
Absolutely, and we don't have to look to anybody else to do it. The power lies within each and every one of us. This is what I learned this weekend. So let's make sure that we use our power for good, because we truly can change not only our city, not only our country, but the world.
Say it, sister.
Here we go.
For the gentlemen of South Africa, be gentlemen.
Come on.
Come on, be a man. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Cheers, guys.
Too much.
Expresso Morning Show, made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.